Come on, D-Batch.
Hit the button, man. Hit the damn button. Hit it rapidly. Hit it quickly.
All right.
Hit it like you love it.
It just doesn't get old. Okay. You know, I'm still a little paranoid about the live button now on the YouTube Creator Studio, so I have to make sure.
If you
And
we're live.
Okay, I think we're going live, and I think we're live, and I think we're good. We got some grounded gameplay running on Xbox One X for you guys today, guys. If you haven't checked out the games to preview, it's in Game Pass. We'll end up giving our thoughts on the game at the end of the show, but today we got a fantastic, really some awesome topics, a lot of rants to be had on certain things, and I cannot wait to be entertained. Chat, thanks for joining us, guys. You guys are the best. Hit the like button, show a buddy or two. Shout out to everybody already watching us. Almost 400 people live. And you know what? Thank you for what you do. You support the show and make us what we are. Fonzarelli, how you been, buddy?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I was just setting stuff up here. I said I'd be back, but I'm here.
Fuck you.
So yeah, let's get into it.
Hey, Cole.
What an intro.
Hey, Cole, how you been?
I can beat that, I think. Hi, everybody. My name's Colt Eastwood. Now, thank you for having me on the show. I'm excited. There's a lot of divisive stuff to talk about today.
I can't wait to watch you build grass forts for 100 hours. I can't wait. Also, Tim Dog, I don't know 100%. Apparently, this is a lot of like a storm came through his area or something, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Either way, shout out to Tim Dog. Hopefully, he can make it. D-Batch, how you been?
I'm good, man. To be really honest with you, I just finished going on a bender. I watched a couple of seasons of Queen of the South, and I feel like I could start an empire, so let's just start this show.
Black Eyed Dog says, congrats, Colts, on 10,000 subs. Yes, Colt. And also, Nightwolf. He says, just here for D's voice impressions. Thank you so much, sir. And Zalker, 87, how you been, buddy?
Doing good, man. It's good to be back. Love the show. The chat's awesome. And I don't know about D impressions, but it's about time we do that.
Oh,
Shit.
Chat. You know, what are you talking on? A Fisher-Price phone right now?
Yeah. My Yeti mic's not working, so I'm on headphone mic, and it sucks. But you know what?
You're making
I'm
it work.
tired, and I don't want to troubleshoot this bitch right now.
You're making it work.
Still had a better intro than I had.
Yep, that's true.
Listen, your intro was legendary.
Both y'all's intros was trash. Hey, shout out to 700 people again. Watch this live already, guys. Hit the like button, share it out, help us out a little bit. We do appreciate it. Shout out to the Xbox subreddit. All the guys watching there. Thank you so much. And also to the fantastic topics we have tonight. Thanks to the gaming industry for providing us with some interesting things to talk about, and to my patron Verbal. Shout out to your. Thank you guys for what you do. This does update next week, I think, because today is before the 5th, so things haven't quite gone through. But here's what we got as of right now. All Might, we've got Goose 8402, DT Baggins, Straw Hat Khalifa. I'm sorry, I've been calling you the wrong thing for 50 years. Bad Boy Live, Snake Eyes, Assassin Lupa, Alec Gamer 4. Shout out to Lupa, she is better. I know I've updated a few times on the show, but she is back home and stuff now. Frost did that shit. Tony Stark RDX, KY Bob. We've also got what is going on over there? Are you guys playing Roblox? We got Foreign Object, we got Gab Queese, we got Teo, we got John Blue, we got Vec Boss, Deviator X, Obi-Wan FTW, Scott Stripper 74, Real Deal Neil, Suicide King, Tasteless Genie, Michael Bowen, Guillermo Cavillo, Chanagram, and Naughty Nubbin, Alfonso Hogan, A Squad, and Slim 73. Woo! Okay. I'm done. Hey, did you guys know that PS5 will not support PS4 controllers on most games? Or a lot of games, it seems like. What is, D-Bash, did you hear about this? There's, and this came right after Microsoft doubled down. And by the way, again, tons of great topics going forward. But I wanted to start out with this one, just get people fired up a little bit. PS5 apparently not supporting legacy hardware on particular games. You will need the PS5 controller, and Microsoft just so happened to double down on the fact that you don't need a brand new controller to work with your Series X. D, what's some of the stuff you've been seeing on Twitter about this? Let me guess, the PS4 controller is not good anymore. What's the thing?
Well, what I'm hearing is that, well, if you get the PlayStation 5 controller, why would you want to use a PlayStation 4 controller? Because like everyone's gonna get 2 controllers with the PlayStation 5 when it comes out, for starters. Number 2, let's just look. Like I did a little story on my channel on this because I don't know, whatever, it's a slow week, so whatever. I talked about it. But to be really honest with you, there isn't that much difference between the DualShock 4 and the DualSense controller. Okay, you got USB-C charging port. Okay, who cares? It's the charging port, right? The light bar is different on it, but that's for fucking VR. So that's no reason to stop it.
It's a different color. It's got a different shape. Like it's got these vibrant,
got the
haptic feedback and whatnot.
So the only thing I could see them making an argument is the haptic feedback. Okay, the game's not going to feel as precise as they designed it, but the fucking DualShock 4 has rumble in it. So you know what? It's a good compromise.
A little bit.
Just to use your DualShock 4. Seriously, there's no reason why they shouldn't allow this, for the simple fact that they just want to sell you more controllers for the PlayStation 5. It's really obvious.
It's not about selling for me. It's about that they know the DualShock 4 is just not a good controller, and they're trying to perfect it. And Xbox already knows they have the perfect controller, right?
Is this confirmed?
I'm just trying to troll.
Okay,
I'm trolling.
Okay.
Doctor, can you blow into your controller?
That's the I mean, I think that's the big thing, is the blowing of the controller.
If Microsoft could get the DualShock 4 to work with Xcloud, like, come on, what are we doing?
They can't. Yeah.
Chat. Let us know what you think about this. I think it's very interesting that I mean, I get it. There are features but I mean, can't you just go without the feeling of walking through sand or snow or rain and bug snacks and just kind of give me a regular?
Can I tell you a friend of mine's take on it? So I don't people might not like this.
A friend,
take,
yeah,
but,
quote unquote. Go ahead.
Yeah, that. No, it's not mine.
Oh
but
yeah, tell us about your friend.
I said anyway because dealer will say the person's name immediately while I'm trying to say it. But this person said this is pure marketing, pure PR. That Sony wants to make sure that the fans know they're doing exactly the opposite that Xbox is. That they could support the DualShock, but since Xbox says all of your accessories come forward to you with you, that Sony wants to say, well, we believe that everything is so important and new that it has to be new. But the problem is all of the developers making games except for Sony Studios or PlayStation Studios won't be using features like blowing into your controller, or maybe they won't use adaptive triggers. This may be something that only comes from first party. So all of their games that would be on the console, which most technically when the thing launches, most games on the PS5 will be multiplats. So most games will work with the DualShock 4.
I mean, most generations usually, don't accept the previous generation's controllers. I mean,
why?
The Xbox 360 wireless controllers didn't work on the Xbox One, right?
Because they were Wi-Fi direct, weren't they?
Yeah, it's a different system.
Yeah. And now
So,
they're both.
I mean-
now both consoles are using Bluetooth, so it's not a compatibility issue.
Yeah.
But it's not really a reason to get upset about, because
No.
as I said, this is a situation where when you get a new generational console, usually they come with new generational controllers, and that's fine with me.
A generation before, we were moving from wired to wireless into the 360, so you could use some controllers on their plug-in.
I don't like the fact that I don't like the excuse that, well, it happened before, so fuck it.
Nah,
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
the DualShock 3, it didn't have some of the features that the DualShock 4 had, like the touchpad. That wasn't present. So it made sense not to bring it over. For the DualShock 4 not to work on the PlayStation
Dealer,
5.
you're a grass building son of a gun.
mother, son of a what? Hey, I want to make a public
just doesn't
service
bother me
announcement,
at
a
all,
public
is all I'm
sewer
saying.
announcement that Fonzarelli does get destroyed by a massive spider in this footage somewhere.
Oh, wow.
And he definitely ran away from almost every battle.
Yep.
It was fun.
I'm running away from every
Yep.
giant bug coming after me. I don't care.
Those
I'm
spiders are
running.
OP as fuck.
Real life or not. I'm
Hey,
gone.
Nano Polymath,
I will
by
say
the way, I
this-
want to give a shout out to Nano Polymath. Thanks for the super sticker, by the way. And I know I've got a few more in
Super
here.
sticker. Is it one of Zocker?
I think
They
it's one of
usually are.
Zocker Dance and AJ Harris. He says, "Sup, RDX. Looking forward to the the mini F bombs and what the fuck bombs from. Yeah, appreciate it, man." He says, "Have a great show. Hashtag gaming." And hashtag gaming porno. That's from Alana Pierce when we had Alana Pierce on. Oh my god, that was such a good episode.
Yeah, get her back on.
Hey, I just gotta say, because I'm seeing a lot of people saying it's so anti-consumer of Sony not to bring forward their PS4 controllers. I don't agree with that at all. I just think that your expectations of we should be able to because they're the same technology is kind of whack. I mean, really,
why do you think you're getting back compat at all?
If the Xbox One controllers didn't work with the Series X, would you guys be saying it's so anti-consumer and protesting it?
Well, how many controllers did you buy? How many controllers did you buy?
It's a generational.
Fonz is using that same controller with one rubber grip left on it.
I'm just saying, how many controllers
in the panel? How many controllers do you own right now that are working Xbox?
How many controllers do I own for Xbox One? 2.
Or for PlayStation? Or PlayStation?
2.
Okay, 2. So like, I know people that have, 20.
I know Lethal has like 500.
Lethal Papa's the biggest controlling motherfucker I know. That dude has all the controls.
Just go into the normal, like most people probably have 2, maybe 3 controllers, right? And
I don't know. I think there's more than that. I know some casual friends that have like more Xbox controllers and PlayStation controllers. I'm like, why? They're like, oh no, it just looks cool. I'm like, what the hell?
And you don't need like a bunch of them for split screen co-op because that is like almost non-existent on PlayStation, let alone on both consoles. Like that's not really a big thing anymore, which sucks because it's great, but it would be nice to grab your DualShock 4 and use it while you're charging your DualSense 5 when you're playing a game.
Lethal said he has 30 controllers.
No,
Chat, let us know how many controllers you have, by the way.
The correct answer would be it's nice that you can, bring your Xbox One controller forward, but it's nothing to me that you can't bring the PS4 controller. It's just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I gotta just say this real quick. We have to. Okay, first of all, I have four Xbox controllers, and I have 3 PlayStation controllers. Now we have to examine the reason why Sony's not allowing this to work on the PlayStation 5. What does the PlayStation 5 DualShock do so much better than the DualShock 4? It has the haptic feedback and the what's the adaptive triggers that can be simulated with the rumble on the DualShock 4. It's not the same experience, but it could work. So the simple fact that they're not allowing it to work, it's not a technical reason. So what is the reason? It's money. It is anti-consumer. You can say it doesn't bother you, and that's fine. But what about the guy that bought the $200 SCUF controller? What about him?
Well, when you buy a PS5, it comes with a controller. So you ain't got to worry about buying that controller.
Okay, but say you have friends over. You want to hand them a controller. Say your controller dies. And
you don't even have to go. You don't even have to explain this.
There's no reason why it shouldn't work.
No, you don't.
No. You should have to explain it because
you really shouldn't. Like if you buy stuff, it should just kind of work.
You expect your things to work from last generation. That's stupid.
But what's the reason why it doesn't work? What is the dual?
I just told you.
What is the DualSense doing that the DualShock?
Hang on. Let D finish his point.
Seriously, what is it doing? What is it doing differently apart from the adaptive triggers, okay, and the haptic feedback? What is it doing differently?
They did say the PS4 controller does work on some games, though, right?
On PS4 games.
On PS4 games, no PS5 games.
No PS5
because maybe those new games are taking advantage of those new controller features.
Like what? Some extra rumble, though?
Okay. As a concession, you could use the rumble feature of the DualShock 4, and I think anybody that's using their DualShock 4 on the PlayStation 5 would take that concession if they have to use that controller.
Well, maybe purely.
The bottom line is they should have the option to use it.
Where's Zoloft Dog when you need him?
Maybe they purely. I mean, I can applaud them for this. Maybe Sony wants to control your experience and make sure that you're getting the full experience. Like they feel like the DualSense controller gives you that really immersive feeling in the hand, and if they let you use the DualShock 4, you're not getting the full PlayStation experience that they wanted. But Microsoft is totally different. They want to give you. They want to give you the option to play on your older controller. And the DualShock 4 is one of the highest sold controllers in the past 5 years. Like it rivals or it beats the Xbox One controller right now. And they've sold a bunch of them. They also do multiple colors. They've sold a lot of controllers, but they're just going to kind of have to go with your old controller or just sit there in case you play back and pat. But
I just don't like that expectation that you should bring your controller.
So we shouldn't expect our games to work either from last gen.
No, this is the controller we're talking about.
But why? It uses the same technology. It's all cross-compatible.
One that I would agree with you guys that's fucked. But it comes with one.
All right.
Relax.
So
it's a controller.
All right. So I guess it's more the. I'm not even like annoyed, but I don't give two shits. But I do understand what is pro-consumer and what's limiting the option to use an older controller. The only additional feature that the new controller has that the PS4 one doesn't is the additional rumble. Correct?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I wouldn't.
And a built-in microphone, but you can fucking.
All right. I don't want to hear motherfuckers echoing in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying that. Much like some of the games that we're seeing on PS5, there's no real technical reason they should not scale across generations, and they have ensured that their controller is doing the same thing. I don't necessarily know why. It is the same Bluetooth, right? There is no real reason technically that it shouldn't work. Maybe they do just want to force a cohesive experience, and if that's the case, then say it, and there's a little bit of respect to be had there, but I prefer to be able to use my 6 or 7 Microsoft controllers that I have hundreds of dollars tied up into, including, you know, people out there with Elite 2 controllers. That's like saying, I don't care if my headset works. Of course I do. This isn't fucking 1995, 2005.
well, dealer, why are they allowing you to use your
headset
racing
doesn't
wheels
come
and your
with the console, so it's there's a
right? But
difference
they're
there.
allowing you to use your racing wheels and your joysticks and other accessories.
I want all my games to work.
up.
I want every fucking thing I ever bought to work. Everyone should want that, right?
Look at
Unless
this
there's a
ladybug.
technical reason why it can't work, and this is not the case.
Church.
Yeah, it's not a cause to be upset for sure. It's just kind of weird, and it does seem like, to me, it seems like, I agree with my buddy, but it does seem to me like it is part of PR to push that.
I mean, did you
we're
sit
moving
there
you
and wonder
forward.
why
You know,
the
we're getting ready
Duke
to out
didn't
the
work
old
with
and
the
into the new.
360, or you know,
It's
who
completely
cares?
different standard.
Who?
Yeah.
No, it isn't.
Yes,
when
it
you get
is. It's
general-
literally a
no,
completely different
technology.
standard of how they were
I
sending data from one
understand-
source to another.
I understand
This is
when,
the same
when you're
Bluetooth
talking
laws.
about how it's being transferred, but what I'm saying is you don't expect that your controllers are going to move
Back
forward.
in
That's not something
2001,
to
no, I
expect.
did not. But now I do. Things
We
change.
asked.
Yeah, but
Well,
that's like
I
back
think
in
that's-
2000.
We asked
That's
when
back
we
in
got the Xbox
2001,
One.
Vaughn. That's
Yeah.
like so long ago.
I
We
know.
didn't expect to have Xbox Live be what it was or Halo be what it was online, but shit changes. Things
I'm
evolve. You
talking
want
about
stuff to be
the
better.
controller.
I'm just
I know,
surprised.
even the
I'm just
controller,
surprised
like,
Fonz is
things
really
evolve.
going against this one. I thought he'd be like, man, that's
Oh no, because I don't think this is anti-consumer at all. I think this is just
Oh,
a
it
new
definitely
generation, a new generational experience. They're proud of this PS5 controller. They want you to experience their PS5 games the way they want
all
you
right.
to.
And that's what I just
experience them.
said. If they
It
just
makes
said that
sense.
and they want a cohesive experience, then
They
there's a
don't
bit
need
of
to
respect.
say it.
Let me just
I mean,
say,
they
I
kind of
suppose
do if there's no
JR
technical
Poll
reason
in
for it
the
not to work.
Super chat. JR Poll in the super chat says cross-plat games won't use those features. I agree. That's probably true.
Yeah.
I don't know if Far Cry 6 comes out on the PS5 and Ubisoft, uses the adaptive triggers and other features like that. Haptic feedback. I mean, it's an improved haptic feedback from what Xbox has been doing since 05.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't blame Sony for wanting you to get rid of the DualShock 4 that has the weakest rumble of any controller that they've ever put out or Xbox has ever put out. But they want haptic feedback and they want this great feeling of this controller, but they're just like out with the old and in with the new. It's like, well, we're kind of getting to the point with so many people, like PC is such a mainstream thing, and the way consoles are evolving where you can bring your stuff forward. This is kind of one of those things where there's a reason why people are a little bit outraged. Mostly they were kind of shocked. Like, really? I can't bring my DualShock 4?
Like
Why
on
not?
the
I have
same
two of them.
Bluetooth, the communication method and everything. What? Let me read this real quick. I think I'm pronouncing this right. Oh, he Wonder Gaming. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, buddy. He basically says these 5 controllers, including an Elite. I mean, that's hundreds of dollars worth of controllers, headsets, and he's extremely happy they are all coming forward. And you know what? You can still use this GameCube controller on his PC. So, I mean,
Another thing.
compatibility is kind of the way things are headed in the future. It's just the strange, like I said, I'm not even like really annoyed by it, but
Neither am I.
I still understand that keeping things you've already paid for is better than not, especially when you're using the same data transfer method and all that stuff, right? I just, I think it's odd.
Deal,
I'm not annoyed. I'm not annoyed by it because honestly, I don't like the PlayStation controller. So I'm actually happy they changed some shit up.
See,
And
so
I'd
you're
rather
happy
use
no one
that
can
new
use theirs?
one. I'd rather use the new one to see if I like it at least, right? And if I do like it, then fuck yeah, I'm happy. That's
It's
it.
bigger.
See, I was about to say the same thing. The new controller, I would implore people to use new controller because it does look like it feels better in the hands. And, you know, it's a new controller. But at the same time, I don't think you should take away people's options. Options are never a bad thing. I just don't get it because there's just no technical reason for it. And because of that, I think it's anti-consumer because they're forcing it.
And you could still use them for those PS4 games. So,
but I want to use them for bug snacks.
That's just weird. Like, oh, good, I can use my DualShock 4 on this one because it's a back and pat game. That's kind of weird. And we're surprised, like when you look at it logically, and there's no logical reason why you can't use your DualShock 4. They're just saying, hey, this is our say so. That's why people are like, huh? And they're scratching their heads.
Yeah,
and I'm with Dealer and Zocker and D-Batch. I'm not appalled by any stretch of the imagination. DualShock 4 controller is much better than the DualShock 3 by a long shot. And I'm excited to try out the DualSense 5 because it's bigger and that adaptive trigger thing is going to be cool.
Yeah, it's a great thing that Microsoft is bringing their controllers forward. That's awesome. That's very prosumer, but it's not anti-consumer that PS5 is not letting you bring the PS4 controller. That's all I'm saying. You get a PS5 controller in with the box. You get what you pay for there. Okay?
Just like the Series X, you get another controller with the box, right?
Yeah, it's a non-issue.
So one's pro-consumer, but the other one doing the opposite isn't anti-consumer.
Can't be anti-consumer, not in this situation.
I would say it's not anti-consumer, but it's definitely in the little kiddie pool of gray area. I don't know. It's kind of a little weird.
Well, I mean, I know Fonz disagrees. Let's go to the. Sorry, I want to get into this topic because I'm irritated.
Hey, what are you doing, Zocker? What are you?
I'm
why are you wearing one giant hoop earring right now?
Because that's what I do.
Is it?
You got a problem with it?
Hey, Brian.
Hey,
shout out to the chat, by the way. You guys power my energy through all of this. I got to sit next to Zocker. Almost 1,900 people watching live, guys. Hit that like button if you haven't. Share it out. Help us out a little bit. We do appreciate it, guys. You guys power the show. And shout out to all the super chats and all the channel members, etc. Let me. I invited Invader onto the show because I'm not sure if Tim's going to make it. I keep. Every time I see Invader on Twitter, I'm like, I get that motherfucker on. So now was the chance, and
Stodgy Caesar just said something. I know it sounds kind of rude, but it is true. He says Xbox makes it look anti-consumer. So I guess in comparison, yes, it does sort of look anti-consumer. And we have other topics.
What do you mean Xbox makes it look anti?
Well, with Xbox bringing their stuff forward, when you look at PlayStation, then you go, hey,
yeah, because there is a new standard on cross-compatibility and generational shifts, and Microsoft are setting the bar, and you gotta rise to the occasion. Again, I will never damage control the fact that you can't use controllers that use the same data method as the one before.
They may use that same, or a different, the same type of way to transfer the data over. However, the thing that's different here is the fact that one company has really changed their controller up and the other hasn't. So, I mean, there's a big difference here.
There's some extra vibration. Put that bitch on high. Let me go ahead.
Even the form factor is different. Everything is. There's a lot of differences between the
yeah, I mean, it looks different. It's got some lights on it and shit. Yeah. Let me go ahead and do this here. I'm agreeing. Like the form factor's better. They got some design changes, but bottom line, the only addition is extra vibration. So that's just what it comes down to. And again, it's not even that I'm disputing against Fonz, because I really respect Fonz's opinion. I love the perspective he brings to the show. It's great. And D-Batch has the chance to swing his nunchucks around. But at the end of the day, it's me more questioning why. Just like we initially questioned why the games had to be on the SSD and why Microsoft wouldn't let you play your new games even on an SSD external. It turns out it's because of the velocity architecture, and they need that for the virtual memory system. But when we didn't, we didn't see a reason, and we questioned it. So we're gonna do it here too. Let me go ahead and go forward. Zocker, I guess we could bring up this whole Spider-Man thing, huh? You got your Spider-Man onesie on?
I do have it on. I do.
All right. So go ahead and explain the situation.
So I actually put a tweet about this and, got threatened by a lot of people because, they just love one company. It's weird, right? Everybody knows Marvel Avenger, that game's coming out, and I'm really looking forward to that game. A lot of people are. And then all of a sudden they say you could only play as Spider-Man coming, in 2021 sometime on the PlayStation. And to me, that's just pure trash. I don't care if Xbox did it, if Stadia did it, if any company did it, that's just trash. You're paying $60 to play a game, yet you're telling, PC people, Xbox people, Stadia people that could get the same game, pay the same price, that you're getting an inferior product. That to me is fucking trash. And Square Enix and Sony are not very pro-consumer doing this. I don't care if it's a business thing, like, oh, it helps I don't care. I'm not in the business of making multi-billion-dollar companies more
Right.
billions.
So you're saying that because you're paying the same price for both copies, but one of them comes with one of the most popular superheroes of all time in an Avengers game, and you don't get that on an Xbox. What does that mean?
Well, for me, it means, one, I used to play this game, I've brought it up here before, Marvel Heroes, that literally you got every Avenger more than this game is giving you, and it was on every platform. It was on console when it came here, and everybody got their heroes, and you played the game the way you wanted to play it. And it didn't matter. It's a multi-plat game. It's on multiple systems. I don't care about like exclusive, like Spider-Man's exclusive. Sony funded that game, and it's an amazing game. I've played it. We've all played it here. I love that game. I don't mind that it's exclusive because Sony funded it. Sony didn't fund this game. Sony just owns Spider-Man way more than we think. People within Marvel don't like talking about it, but even like storylines and comics, they have to run by Sony. And Sony's never going to relinquish this. Marvel doesn't like it, but it is what it is. And to me, it completely defeats the understanding of what the character is. And that's what irritates me.
He's exclusive.
Is that like, well, he's exclusive. But the thing about Spider-Man is that the mask makes him that you can be anybody, right? Like Batman. Anybody can be Spider-Man. Anybody can be Batman. That's why they resonate with so many people.
Aww.
Yet you're gonna freaking exile a certain amount of people on PC or
exile,
Xbox.
Really?
Yeah, hell yeah.
They're not casting them off to a desert. Jesus.
They are. It's fucking irritates me, bro. So, and I got a lot of hate for this shit, and I don't care. People
are you gonna
you're
fly an F-16 into an alien spaceship after this speech?
I mean, pretty much.
That's an Independence Day reference, by the way.
Yeah. Well.
And also, my way to segue into Invader has joined us. Invader, tell us why Spider-Man's fucked now. How you been, buddy?
Hey there, guys. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Hey there, hi there, ho there.
What the fuck? Yeah, it's good to finally get you back on the show, or actually get you on the show, damn it. So I was like, man, I got a spot, and I always want to get Invader on here. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, again, I'm kind of like with the PS5 controller, like, it does suck, and that is a big character, and that's a big part of the Avengers at some point in the timeline, and one console just doesn't have them. You know, keep in mind, people have bought just Spider-Man games, and you're paying the same price for this damn Avengers game. Does that matter at all to you? Do you understand people's outrage on that?
Yeah, in a lot of ways I can, because that's a huge character. Like, that's one of the biggest comic book characters around. So for Xbox guys to miss out on that, that's absolutely massive. On the other hand, though, for PlayStation guys, like, that's a huge win for them. Like, that's honestly like good for Sony grabbing that character. But at the same time, for Xbox guys, we're kind of locked out. That really blows. And not only that, too, I think that isn't there some other stuff too with like PS Now, if I'm not mistaken? I was hearing some stuff with like another character, if I'm not mistaken, with like some different bonuses or perks.
I have no idea, but I don't know what you mean by good on Sony for getting him. They've had him for like 25 years when Marvel almost went bankrupt, and Marvel just basically sold the rights to a shit ton of characters, and Sony got Spider-Man.
But isn't that kind of like, the reason why all this is happening, though? Like, can you really be mad about it because they do own and leverage that? Like, a lot of the Xbox guys in the chat, if you're mad about this, like, honestly, turn it around and say, if Microsoft owned Spider-Man and they did this, wouldn't you? Most of you motherfuckers would be flipping everyone to fuck y'all. Yeah, I just feel like people would be running through the streets,
I agree, guys. It sucks, but at the same time, I mean, yeah, if Microsoft did pull something like that, like, I mean, some people on the Xbox side would be cheering it. So
yep,
yeah. Just on the other
Invader was talking about if you're a PlayStation Now member and you have PlayStation Plus, like there's extra cosmetics like outfits and different gear for Spider-Man, and I think it was all Spider-Man related. There's like 3 or 4 different pieces that came along with getting Spider-Man only on PlayStation.
Well, I feel like this is really going farther I don't know. I say that, but in the middle of saying, I'm like, what, really? One of the main.
I mean, are
motherfuckers
you
ain't
going to
be
buy? Where are you going to buy? That's the question for the panel. Like, where are you going to buy Marvel's Avenger, knowing that you won't get Spider-Man? Like, dealer, what are you going to do?
Well, I'm getting Xbox because I'm a fraud.
Yeah, it's a pretty big. That's a really big character just to have on one console alone, though. Like,
I mean, it's not like John.
Well, the
or,
thing is, I got friends.
What if
that
it
are
were
not
like
gonna buy a
Iron Man or
PlayStation.
Captain America? Like, what if? I mean, fuck it, too. Throw 2 more over there and don't give it to Xbox. Like, what? And that's an exaggeration, but where's the line? Where is the line, D-Batch?
I don't know. For a third party game like this, I think it's a bad move because it's not like it's just going to be on one system. Then, hey, if it's on your system, do whatever the hell you want. You have the rights to Spider-Man, sure, throw them in there. But to block other gamers from that experience, I think it changes the overall experience of the game because this is a pretty big character. It's not like a skin or some extra fucking loot or something like that. This is a character that is like
playable missions.
Popular character in the Marvel universe, at least one of them, if not the most.
With playable missions too, right? Is that what you said, Cole?
So it's ridiculous. Now, if it was something that were to be like 1 month, 2 months, I think I'd be maybe less annoyed. I'd still be annoyed, but I'd be less annoyed. But I just think it's a bad move. And I would say the same thing if Microsoft was doing such a thing. Now, if the game is like a timed exclusive, the game's a timed exclusive on their platform, and they have that, and then 6 months down the line it's coming out on everything else, and we're gonna get that content. I don't even think at that point I would be annoyed with that. It's just, I don't know, just the way that they're doing it. And honestly, I think Microsoft really, I think, there's only so many times that you can just take the disrespect. I'm just being honest, like how I would react. Something like this, I would react to it.
You saying Sony stepped on their J's? What are you saying?
Yeah, because now listen, if Sony has proven over and over again that they're willing to make these type of deals. So you can't just sit there and just continue to say, you know what, this is anti-consumer. You have to strike back because, like it or not, it is an effective method because people are going to get that game now. Now, personally, I'm not going to get it on the PlayStation. I'm probably going to get it on PC now. I was probably going to get it on the Series X before. Now I'm going to get it on PC, hoping that there'll be some type of freaking mod that I can stick Spider-Man in there on, to be honest with you. So it does change the overall appeal of the game. And a lot of people are going to want to get it on the PlayStation 5 or whatever, the PlayStation 4 console now, just for Spider-Man. And it's effective. So Microsoft has to strike back. Now, if they were to get this...
Goddamn, D, fuck, what's the forecast for tomorrow while you're at it? Shit!
Well, I don't think, hold on, dude. I don't think it's not a fucking Microsoft needs to strike back thing. Like, I don't give a shit about that. What I care about is that it's split. Like, this game is a Destiny-like game. It's got loot. You play with friends. It's online. And like I said in my tweet, in the day and age of cross-save and cross-play, this divides your fucking player base. Like, my friends are not buying a PlayStation. They don't want the PlayStation. They don't want to play on PSN. They just don't. So they're going to get it on PC and Xbox. And this game, which I thought was going to have, cross-play and all this stuff, like I could play on PC or Xbox, whatever, and we can all play together. That's what I'm used to. That's what, a lot of people have been doing, and I enjoy that. But now this game, you can't do that because somebody's going to be running around in Spider-Man, and you're going to be like, what the fuck? Well, they're like, oh, I'm stuck here with this? Like, oh, cool, thanks. Like,
is it going to be cross? Is it going to be cross-platform? Like you could play with PlayStation people?
I don't know. That's right. I hope the game was going to be that because it's the whole point of the game. Like,
also, I'm hearing that PlayStation is not even close to done with these multi-platform partial exclusive deals. Now, keep in mind when you look at the forecast for games for PlayStation the first year of the PS5, they don't have a lot of first-party content. Other than, just like Xbox, a bunch of timed console exclusives. So I heard that PlayStation has a bunch more of these third-party, multi-plat, specific partial deals with games like they've done with Star Wars Battlefront and Red Dead Redemption 2 and stuff like this. Like this is not the end of the complaints if you don't like piecemeal things like this.
Zocker, your friends, they're really strong and they can avoid the temptation of getting a PlayStation. Most gamers are weak and they're gonna want to get that PlayStation.
Yeah, D's acting like if you buy a PlayStation, you're gonna melt.
The tractor being like gaze of somebody's eyes.
Look how it worked out for Destiny. How long was that content exclusive to fucking Destiny? Forever. So Sony is
the tractor beam doesn't mean anything. Like the gaze of PlayStation doesn't mean anything to my friends.
About to use the tractor beam on a different topic.
Don't misquote what Zocker just said.
There's no multiplayer exclusive.
Sony, this is my point though. Sony is going to continue to do these type of deals. So instead of just sitting there and saying, I don't like this, you have to counteract it because it is effective. So you're going to have to come up with some type of strategy where you can combat them. And like I was saying, if this Warner Brother deal were to go through, or if it's true, honestly, to tell you, after the shots, because like it's at the end of the day, yes, these companies are friendly towards each other, but whether they want to say it or not, they do compete with each other. They want to be the best, each of them. So in this situation, I would say, you know what? All right, you guys want to be like that? You know what? I think Batman's going to be now an exclusive franchise on the Xbox devices. I'm dead serious. That's what I would do because it's effective.
If they really
So
want to
we've
do it,
got
just make
Jay
Minecraft
Blaze. Jay
exclusive.
Blaze says back in 2002, the original Spider-Man movie game actually had an exclusive villain to the Xbox version of the game.
Evil.
Yeah.
Do any of you remember that?
I don't remember, but I do
Y'all
think
fuck
that this is supposed to be. This isn't timed, right? This is.
Oh, it's
Forever.
full on exclusive.
Yeah, and that's what I find pretty crappy. I don't like that kind of stuff from either company. It's ridiculous.
No.
But if it was timed, I'd just be like, it sucks, but oh well. I mean, it happens. It's not a big deal to me. But totally the it not being timed, it being forever, that's just really shitty.
Yeah.
I don't approve of that.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah. It is what it is. I mean, people love Spider-Man. People say Spider-Man is a big deal either way. Anyway, but you really should look into how big Spider-Man actually is. He's a big character, one of the biggest in the world, and it is an odd. It's like having a Justice League game and holding Batman out for one box or the other. It is a big deal. So just think about it. That's all I'm saying. Like I'm not really upset or anything about it. I just I think it sucks. I don't like it. I'll continue to voice that opinion without, fucking ranting about it every week and whatever. But yeah,
Well, just
don't like it.
expect that anything Spider-Man related in video games from now on will be a Sony exclusive.
Yeah, and Tony Bryant says Sony owns the film rights, illegal. Yeah, that's the thing though. There's like a whole gray area there, and there's a reason Sony are not only locking down the video game character for their own exclusives, but now even the character in general in all games seems like it's only on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actions speak quite loud. But hey, maybe you're right. All Might. BBC even reported on this Spider-Man deal. So that is really weird. No new speed bumps installed in that area this week, I guess. And of course, I don't know. Again, I don't think it's crazy, but Ashtray also says shows Spider-Man is all Sony has to leverage. That's definitely not true. I know you're trolling.
Kratos says that.
I know you're trolling hard right now. One of my favorite Australians. And then I just had another one up, and Google said "fuck you." So again, thanks for the super chats and all the support, guys. We do got to kind of move forward though. That was a pretty heated subject there. So while you will not have Spider-Man in Marvel's The Avengers, we don't even know if you have a solid frame rate in that damn game yet. You will definitely have to play that game with a PS5 controller, even though it's on PS4 as well. Which is kind of odd. That's kind of a gray area, right?
What? Is that really?
I mean, they've already announced that it's getting a PS5 patch. It's all PS5
Oh, but I mean,
games
it comes out in September, doesn't it?
So it's a PS4 game that is a PS5 game as well. So I just want to know if I can use a PS4 controller with my feet and the PS5 one with my hands. That's really all.
That is interesting. The so-called smart delivery type things that they'll be following along with Xbox and doing the same thing. I wonder if they let you use both controllers when those come up. Probably, I would think.
Interesting. By the way, Cultist,
I already don't care. How about that?
You know how we've talked about how Halo's going to be 120 frames, blah 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 blah, and we've covered a lot of this crap in our own videos. There's some information rolling around out there about Infinite. Figure we cover this real quick. Arena running at 120 frames per second, free to play battle pass system, extensive customization. How do you feel about that?
Awesome. 120 frames per second. Are you kidding me? Halo is like the marquee first-person shooter. Okay, let's just be honest about that. And at 120 frames per second on a console, oh man, it's going to be buttery smooth. The fact that they're making it free to play, you know how many people are gonna download that fucking game? It's gonna have such
like
a huge.
It'll look great with those Xbox 360 graphics too. Running at 120.
It's gonna have a huge player base, man, for sure. Like we can say we don't like what we've seen with Halo graphically from the fidelity point of view, but the gameplay we know is sound. The multiplayer is awesome. So you increase that multiplayer by tenfold by allowing it to be free to play. You got a recipe for success here. Now let's hope that they fucking make these graphics look better. But gameplay wise, I'm not worried about it. And the gameplay, the player base is going to be huge. So this game's going to have a long shelf life, man.
Jose says, "Oh, here we go again. 120 FPS and 4K." Yeah, fuck us, right? We want power from the $500 box we're gonna buy. So again, those games could run on PS4, and there's very few examples of game design that actually could not take place on a modern console. Ratchet and Clank, things like the Medium, etc. But most games you're gonna see this year, even next year, and so on, they could run on the older systems. Just scale the visuals down. So we'll see how they do that stuff. Game design is what holds graphics and all
Can I
that
say something
bullshit
real
back.
quick before you transition? In all honesty, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this right now, but it's the truth, man. At PC right now, it has the possibility of possibly holding these fucking consoles back.
Oh,
I
shit.
think the PCs they're going to have to up their spec, their minimum spec to an SSD on certain games in order for certain progressions to happen on the consoles with these third-party games. Just being
But
honest.
even if they did, D-Batch, I mean, you'd need an NVMe. That means you need a completely different motherboard as well.
Well, most of the people that have there's a lot of the PCIe Express 4 motherboards. They're out now. I have.
Oh, so you just got to buy a new motherboard and then buy a NVMe. Okay,
no, but a lot of people currently have motherboards that do support
the percentage compared to PC consumers is very small.
No, most boards have NVMe drives, to be honest with you, and it doesn't have to be the same speed.
I know they have them. I'm saying that you're gonna have to go out and buy a motherboard plus an NVMe just to play these games now.
You're gonna have to buy an NVMe drive, not a motherboard. Most of these motherboards already have these slots, dealer. But the drive, yes, you're gonna have to go out and get a drive. But
so what if you're Randolph Thor and your PC? Yeah.
But PC guys, they're a different breed. They don't care if that's what they got to do. They got to spend another $150 to get a higher graphic fidelity. They'll go out and spend it. So let's just hope they up the specs because that will definitely help out the consoles.
Cole just got a PC last year and it didn't have.
I bought it, the end of 2019, and it was not supported for NVMe. I had to do my whole motherboard over.
And Randolph Thor's got a pretty decent rig, and his don't support it either. Yeah, so I mean, my point is that you're gonna have to upgrade more than one component.
NVMe drive.
NVMe's they're common. Like anybody can buy them, but I mean, looking at all this of what people usually have in their PCs, I mean,
if you built a PC in the last 2 years, you should most definitely have an NVMe
which
drive.
is like 0.5% of everyone who will buy these new games.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to A Squad Gaming. Shout out to him. He says can't use PS4 controllers on PS5 games. He says have to buy a $500 console to play Spider-Man DLC. That's fucked up. I didn't say that at all last week. He says locking content on third-party games to Sony console clown Sony emoji. Who made that? So yeah, A Squad. Thanks for dropping that. Do appreciate it. I think it's funny, and people won't get that you're just trolling and stuff like that, but we know you are. Shout out to almost 2,400 people watching live, by the way, guys. Thank you for what you do. Hit the like button, share us out. We do appreciate it. As we kind of move past D-Batch and his crazy everyone has NVMe motherboard claim. Hey,
I love D-Batch.
I mean, who else got a comment on Halo? I mean, again, we kind of been hinting at a lot of this stuff. But
remember, I don't remember if you reported about the possibility of free to play Halo Online, dealer, but I did.
We talked about it on the show. I know for sure.
It was really funny to see. No, never. Yeah, it was crazy. And then they kind of look at it as it's proof that Halo is going to fail. But holy smokes, there is going to be a lot of people playing that multiplayer.
Oh, absolutely. And, you think about it, too, because I think, who was it, Clobriel who had leaked it a little bit beforehand? and then 343 and Microsoft just come out and they're like, oh yeah, it's Halo's going free to play, and they tell us a few other little details, and it's just like, damn, they are really, they're really being open about this. I was so surprised that we got the news so quickly about it, Halo being free to play, and that just opens up their player base and hopefully the longevity for Halo Infinite. I'm really excited to see what they have in store for us. Now, I understand, a lot of people bring up the fidelity of it, and yeah, they could obviously, there's some rough patches that they definitely need to work on. But personally, I really like how the art style for it. I love that they went back to it, and I think it looks really good. And I think they're really trying to do a genuine service to the game. It looks great from an art style point of view, in my opinion. But
reminds you of the original, right?
Mm-hmm.
In graphics.
No, I love the details. I love the details personally.
It's got that vibe.
To me. Oh yeah. And as an old school Halo fan, I really, when I saw that trailer first, I was I gotta admit, my heart was fluttering when I saw the old school look, going back to them, the way that the brutes look and the elites and so on. Sure, they got a lot of touch-up work to do, but at the same time, I have a feeling they're gonna hammer out a trailer in a couple of weeks, and bam, it's going to look really good and really polished. So I'm looking forward to see what they have in store, and the free-to-play thing, damn.
And you got to kind of reference the fact that every big shooter now, it has a free-to-play mode. And that's basically what this is. So you've got the Call of Duty, what's that called? Warzone. You've got Battlefield and their trash-ass Battle Royale stuff. And then you've got a bunch of other Battle Royale stuff that's free-to-play and et cetera, right? So this is definitely, they've got to compete. And it's all about active users, and Halo's a massive IP. It'll also be in Game Pass, but it also drives the question, if it's free to play, do I just need Game Pass to play the campaign for those that don't want to buy it and they want to rent it? I don't know.
Yeah.
And what's kind of funny is I think Halo Infinite will be one of the few games that actually gets a visual upgrade from showing to launch.
Or after launch, right?
Yeah, for launch. Yeah, it's because everyone always critiques the amazing presentation that they put on for games, and then as they come to reality of optimization and they make concessions and they do the best to get the game finished, everyone always says, "Oh, it's been downgraded," as little as it really is in real life. But Halo could actually be one of those games where it looks a lot better than what we saw at this Xbox showcase. I sure hope so, because I wanted a gritty, next-level looking Halo as well as a fun, bigger and better Halo.
Well,
that stuff matters to me.
They did confirm ray tracing is coming after launch. So, again, that build didn't have the lighting, not half the crap that you're really going to see. I mean, again, we've talked about how we hope it looks better. It has fucking textures. The mountains are there at all times. No pop-in. Craig definitely needs some help. Put him back in the oven. But, again... still, the gameplay looked phenomenal.
I wish they don't do anything to Craig. I think that I think it'd be hilarious if they kind of
just find one derpy ass brute running around the bushes.
Just one derpy ass brute Craig, and just have him there. You can't kill him. Just sits there.
Everybody talks about Craig, but everybody forgets about Gregory too. There's two brutes.
Oh, Gregory.
There's a Gregory.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a Gregory too.
What's Gregory doing?
I honestly think the ray tracing thing, they need to delay the game if it's not there day one. I mean, you've talked about ray tracing. You've talked about you were one of the first one, right, to say hardware accelerated ray tracing. You bring all this stuff up, and then you're not going to have it there on your biggest franchise at launch.
Yeah.
You need to have it there day one, even if it means delaying the game. And nobody will blame you if you delay the game a little bit, especially what's going on around the world. So, just launch it right. Make sure it comes out ready to fucking blow everybody's faces off. And that's it. That's what you need to do.
I think they're shifting employees. I think they've taken the employees off other first-party teams and put them on Halo.
To add the missing textures as well.
Grab the guys from Obsidian. Get your ass over there.
We need to add them missing PS4 controllers. Hey, Nightwolf. Nightwolf says, new game concept for Halo Battle Royale, Halo Drop Zone. Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm not super familiar with the mode, but I'm hoping that they're doing new things with Halo. I feel like that's pretty obvious. Flexican says Halo Battle Royale ? I don't know. That's something else that's kind of coming back. People are like, well, I thought they said it wasn't going to have it. And Dr. Sunny D, or Sammy D, Sunny D, 5% real juice, MCC's in top 5 of stream charts with Halo 3 release, and that's on PC, of course. Infinite looks generic, cookie cutter. He says that weapons, the sprint, the slide, the clamber, which is the climbing, by the way. I learned that from Patman. He says they don't actually really believe in the Halo sandbox formula. Shout out to
the guns looked pretty sick.
I
thought so.
I thought the guns looked pretty sick. I don't know about all that shit he just said, but
yeah,
I thought the guns looked really cool. I thought that they had carried weight and just looked really awesome. And they went through a shit ton of guns.
Yeah, I think the gameplay was the good part about it.
Gameplay was sick.
It was tight. It was tight.
I thought the gameplay was really nice. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anyone complain about the gameplay. Everyone just complained about the visual fidelity of the game.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I thought. And I was like, oh,
yeah, that
you know?
that and the well, you know, it's just the demo, but the AI was pretty terrible in the demo.
Huh?
What?
I mean, it's AI, Fonz. You can't.
Well,
really
it was also obviously they were playing it on
controlling the
easy.
AI chat.
They were playing it on easy because he went around to that elite in that like little storage shed and he shot like half a mag and then hit him and he fell over. Like when you play on normal or heroic,
people were.
Oh my god! Hang on. I gotta jump on this one. I forgot all about this stupid ass topic because a lot of guys that don't even know what it is think it's something new or something epic. So Outlaw in the chat says, "How about that DLSS and PS5?" You're right. How about that? That checkerboarding. That's all it is. Have fun. So again, we're gonna go ahead and that was quick. Thanks, Outlaw. You made that very simple. I want to go ahead and move forward here. Halo, I'm gonna play it. We're all gonna play it. Hopefully it's great. I think it needs to be delayed. Let us know your thoughts. I don't know. Maybe we're wrong. That was an old build. Maybe they didn't eat and they forgot how to load the right thing. I have no clue. 2K, by the way.
Old.
Yeah, it was apparently months and months old. I don't know. 2K responds to the Xbox Series X and PS5 game pricing. If you guys remember, this was a topic, and I wanted to bring this one back up because who is this? Strauff Zelnick. If I am correct. If I'm not, let me know. But CEO says that the price hike is justified. If you remember, they did hike the price $10 for 2K21, I do believe, right? And I think they are doing it with some other games because they say the price hike is justified and it will be title by title basis. First off, it's fucking not justified for the first time ever in a generation. You are just bringing down, if not a PC port, you are just scaling up a port already running on x86. We've explained this a million times. There's the least work ever when it comes to porting these games to the next gen. And he's talking about the price hike is justified while he's making 1/3 of his total profits off microtransactions and bullshit. So again, this is Take-Two doing what they do. And this guy's been quoted as saying they don't microtransaction you enough. If you play GTU Online or if you're paying fucking $6 for a goddamn haircut in 2K, you understand what I'm talking about. This bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
So again, he says they're justified. They're not. And he says that it will be a title-by-title basis.
Yep. One of the biggest companies out there that makes the most money off of microtransactions, the other being EA, of course. And so it's justified to go ahead and gouge people another $10 for the game off top. Bullshit. You charge us way too much money in your, as it is. I mean, honestly, those games don't change much year after year anyway. So, I mean, it's like basically what happens in those games. They change the squad, your teammates change year after year. But aside from that, it's the same game. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, man. All the microtransactions they make money on and stuff. Gosh, they're just greedy fucks, man.
I'll give them a little credit for this year.
I ain't giving them shit.
2021 version of 2K, it's going to be using a new engine. Apparently, PC is going to get a port of the older engine. So the next generation consoles are going to have a new engine.
Are you and your PC brethren going to rise up, D-Batch?
Oh, I don't know, man. At the same time, though, I don't think it's justified with the price increase. Even if this was something that they discuss in the board meetings and they say, okay, fucking 2021 we're going to raise the prices. With the climate or the state that the world is in right now, now's not the time to be raising prices on people. Make it affordable so more people can get it. I think if you raise the price, you might lose some sales on it. Some people are going to say, you know what, I'm going to skip this year or I'm going to get a different game. I think you should just leave the prices where they're at. I think with the pandemic, you shouldn't be raising any prices. Straight up.
And again, it all comes down to their yearly earnings reports, where you find out they're making billions just on people buying socks, and the game's real money. So again, like, I don't think people understand how much they make on microtransactions, and then you add to that the easiest, most balanced consoles to develop for of all time, running on the same machine language for the first time ever. Yeah, this is a cakewalk generation compared to what they've had to deal with historically, and the visuals, most of them are just going to be literally turned on from the already existing PC version of the game. That's all you're getting. So
it's weird how you got other companies like Ubisoft basically saying, we're not going to charge you more for games. And it's just odd to me that these guys of anybody out there, this is the company that decides we need more money. It's so funny to me.
It freaks me the hell out, honestly, because they're like in the talks to like maybe buy Warner Brothers, right? Like EA, them, Microsoft, and it's like I just sit there and I think about like what they would do to those. Fucking 2K, man! And then you look at they're 2K. I'm not tripping, right? They're the ones that do the Grand Theft Auto stuff, right? Like the GTA Online stuff. And so all those. Is it Take-Two?
Yeah, I always mix them up.
Is it okay? Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Well, the Shadow of War. What was it? The loot boxes were bad enough as they were. Remember, they had to take those out.
Mm-hmm.
So man, if 2K got their their greedy little hands on that, oof. I don't know. I don't relish that thought at all. So I don't know. Hopefully,
Invader,
Microsoft jumps in
Metal
on
Gear Survive. You had to buy a fucking save slot with real money.
Oh, I hate these greedy bastards.
Like the haircuts in 2K. Like, oh my god. Like, how are you charging for these fucking haircuts?
Hey, chat. Let us know some of the worst microtransactions you have heard of. I mean, again, Metal Gear Survive charging you for a save slot. That's in the Hall of Fame right there. Shout out to Konami.
Yeah.
And also, real quick, I'll throw it to you, Zach, in a second, but shout out to 2,400 people watching live, guys. Hit the like button if you haven't. Share it out for us. We do appreciate it, guys. Thanks for supporting the show. Let us know your thoughts as we move along. And again, guys, you guys rock. Zalker, why don't you put a cap on the old Strauss Zelnick telling us that we need to turn on the best version of ambient occlusion from the PC version of the game on your console. It's going to cost $10 more.
I just wanted to say she was on the show, Alana Pierce. She had an amazing video talking about how Xbox is really giving like people the choice to pay $10, right, for Game Pass, and how amazing it is. Like all the games we saw on the show, and she was saying in an industry that I think is just getting more greedy and greedy, people are hating on Xbox because of Game Pass, and she just doesn't understand why. And this is like a great example of what she's talking about. And I just think people need to watch that video, kind of chill, and understand that like we combat this by basically telling them to go fuck themselves and not buying their product. And I know like we've said it before, right? Like people were like, boycott Last of Us. It didn't work. Like, nope. I get it. Like boycotting doesn't work usually, but shit like this needs to stop and not be part of it. Yeah, I don't like it. And I think a lot of Pierce and a lot of those people that have said like, hey, this is true, that it is getting a little more greedy. This is just greed and it's not cool. And I don't want to see it. And it sucks. So F them. There you go.
Yep. Yeah, people are talking about the gameplay. Yeah, if you didn't know, this is grounded on the Xbox One X.
By a spider.
Sure did. They look at you in this game and you die. So this is grounded on Xbox One X, and we're playing with Fonz, Colt. Some pretty funny stuff happens. We watch Fonz run away a lot. It's great. And we'll give our thoughts on this game at the end of the show. But
Fonz ran away at the thought of a spider. We hadn't even seen it yet. Yeah, we'll get into that.
He heard some wind fly by. He just, I don't know. He was gone. Footprints made of fire. So yeah.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Hey, by the way, speaking of Series X and some of that, I'm getting a little bit of crackle back. Speaking of Xbox Series X games, Stalker 2, check your DMs. Xbox Series X update. The game is running at 120 frames per second and will also offer ray tracing, whatever variation of modes they... Let me hit my DB. I think this is my... One sec, guys. Yeah, however they're going to achieve either of those things, I mean, options are good, so as long as there's a 60 FPS mode in the highest fidelity possible. But I have been getting messages about this, guys. Some of you think it's kind of like a Fallout game or like a a Metro game. It did look pretty good. I just figured I'd throw that in there because we're talking about a lot of games that are coming out this month. But this just got updated here recently. 120 FPS for Stalker 2 and Series X, ray tracing, all that stuff. But I thought ray tracing would crush frame rates. So we've also got some other games that are coming this month, starting with Flight Simulator for the PC. So most of you guys will
getting that shit.
You'll just be reminded that, again, we didn't get an Xbox game on an Xbox console. And then Wasteland 3, and then Battletoads. Cole, how do you feel?
I was actually hoping that they weren't talking about Battletoads because they were overhauling it, but apparently they're just finishing all the missions or all the levels. So, I mean, I've heard the game's fun. I mean, whatever. I'm having fun with Grounded. I didn't think I'd give that game more than 2 minutes, but yeah, Flight Simulator, Gears Tactics, like all these games coming to PC and not on Xbox. I don't know why if they're going to run an Xbox One, why aren't they there on the Xbox One day one? That's really my complaint. Like if your reasoning was Flight Simulator and Gears Tactics weren't coming to the console because they wanted to wait for Series X because of the old Jaguar cores, then just say it. But apparently those games are coming to current console as well, right? I don't know.
This is a way for them to scale their workforce and basically say, yeah, well, if we released it all across the board at once, it wouldn't be ready yet.
Oh my gosh, then just wait. I think.
It's just a perception thing, you know, because they were announced at Xbox conferences or Xbox Focus conferences originally, right? When everybody saw Flight Simulator at E3 last year, they're like, oh my God, Xbox. And then it's like, okay, PC. And it's like nobody cared if it came to PC, but then it was like, oh, so nothing for Xbox yet. So, you know, people are disappointed on waiting, right? So.
Yeah, I agree, Invader. The perception is an important thing.
Yeah, well.
That game's bigger than I freaking thought, man. I have a lot of people buying that game. They're like, Flight Simulator. I'm like, Jesus. Like, how many people fucking played this game? People didn't even know that played video games. They're literally getting it. Like, they
have you seen the footage though? The footage looks absolutely fucking incredible, man. I can't wait for that game.
What's the minimum spec on that game?
I'm not quite sure.
Just an entire Azure server.
Do we need a new motherboard for it though?
I know a 2080 Ti wasn't getting 4K 60 though.
I mean, hey, shout out to Sobo.
You have to use a resolution scaler to get 60 frames per second. So it's a very demanding game. So I think that could be another reason why they're not bringing it out yet, because I don't think it's going to run that great on the current consoles. I think it'll run fantastic on the Series X and decently enough on the Xbox One X, but the regular Xbox One, I think it's going to run like shit on that console.
You know, Gears Tactics is pretty damn demanding too for what it was. I was surprised. I was like, man, why is this so demanding?
But if we're looking at the metric here, if a 3900X and a 2080 Ti are not getting 4K 60, it's fucking really a demanding game. So I think that's part of the reason too. So, and I think you're right. They're scaling down the workforce. So I don't know. I'm excited for it. I got a nice PC that I can play it on. So to be honest with you, that's one of the things I love about Microsoft's ecosystem. If it's not coming to the Xbox One right now, I got the option. I can play it on the PC. So.
Well, is it gonna have ray tracing at launch?
I don't think that game has ray tracing.
What?
That I saw. I'm not sure.
It has to have ray tracing. Chat.
I know it has. I don't know if it has ray tracing support yet. I know it does have VR support, so that's like another thing I can't wait to try on PC.
Is an uppercut? Well, I think that that's a missed opportunity if that game didn't have ray tracing. I mean, the game looks incredible, and you would think maybe they got some kind of crazy reflection system for the cockpit. I don't know, but otherwise, why the hell is it so fucking demanding then? Like, I don't know. That's crazy. Either way, I guess it will be coming to Xbox at some point later on, and those of us who prefer the console can fuck off. We can play Battletoads instead, and Wasteland 3. Wasteland 3, Zucker. I mean, when this game comes out, yeah, pretty soon. It comes out this month.
Yeah, it comes out this month. Yeah, tomorrow. Man. I was actually surprised we didn't see it on like the Xbox show, because they're like games, and I'm like, okay, well, I like pigeonholed that in there. I was like, oh, they're gonna show that, but they didn't. They went with straight up just new games and stuff like that, and Grounded, the biggest game of the year.
Stodgy, by the way, he says the ray tracing in Flight Simulator comes later. That's a fucking reoccurring theme in Microsoft games this year, huh?
Oh, so it
Comes
wasn't
later.
out for later. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I didn't see any mention of it come on it now. So.
Okay. Well, blame D, chat. I'm sorry.
But just imagine if it's not running 4K 60 now on a 2080 Ti, holy shit, it's gonna be crippling with ray tracing. I think that game's gonna become the new Crisis. Like, can your PC fucking run Flight Simulator, man?
Well, I mean, they don't always scale perfectly across all that hardware, so we'll see what they pull off on the console. Red Dead's a great example of a game that, for what it was doing, the PC version was much more demanding at the same fidelity, as we saw with the benchmark. So I don't really know. It really comes down to developer, software, all that crap. So again,
can I say real quick, you guys make me want to play fucking Grounded now. What the fuck? Looks like it's fun.
You still haven't played it since last week. You said you were going to play it and let the chat know what you thought, and then do a full-on review.
I loaded it, and I don't know what happened after that.
No.
Grounded, the game where you become the
Damn it.
Grounded, the game where you become the bug snack.
Oh,
Yep,
man.
it's true.
Invader.
What? It's true. I literally became a bloody spider's lunch.
Yeah.
Where are you guys here? Did you guys build this place? What the fuck is
Yes,
this?
with our bare feet.
This this is a spoiler, but this is the one mission in the preview.
It's really not a spoiler at all. Don't worry about it, chat.
I mean, you can get there in 20 minutes.
Guys,
or
why
5
did you
minutes.
blow past all the Xbox games coming out this month? Is that connected somehow? Why are you guys blowing past these games?
I don't know. I was talking about Wasteland and saying I'm
What?
looking forward to it. And then
Well,
you're
there's nothing really to like Battletoads. Like, let's just be honest.
talking about-
It's got frogs, D.
Yeah, man. Okay, I'll be honest. The latest trailer that they showed, the humor in it, will make me actually try it. So hopefully it's decent enough. But it's not the Battletoads that we all wanted, and
Yeah.
it's kind of the reoccurring theme with Microsoft.
It
Give
don't
us
even
the
got
shit
ray
that we
tracing.
want, not the shit you think.
Did you
we
guys
want.
see that it has like the multi-genre gameplay where it has like top-down twin stick shooter levels?
Yes, I saw that
and-
stuff.
I mean, I wanted a next level Battletoads. I didn't want one that looked worse than the NES version, just at higher resolution. Like, it's hand drawn, and this is gonna sound like a jerk comment, but I'm an illustrator and a cartoonist, and I can see how they went with the hand drawn characters, which is cool, but I don't like that hand drawn. I mean, you know what I'm talking about? Like sharp angles and everything's kind of wonky looking.
What?
Yeah, I really wish they paid more attention to the character details, you know?
I mean,
especially
look
since
at-
these are beloved characters in a way.
Yeah, and look at Streets of Rage, where they took the 8-bit versions of the characters and they drew them like an artist would with ink and color, and got them like fully shaded and then animated them in the game, and frame by frame. But with Battletoads, it was made by 4 or 5 people. And I talked to the guy that was leading the development, and that's cool. But for Battletoads, which is a big IP for Rare and the Xbox brand, like, you kind of want to grab a big team and do that. Like, Grounded is made by 13 people, and look what it's doing. But Grounded is like a new thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Even the stealth announcement too. It's almost like they don't have any faith in it.
Yeah, I mean, Dealer said that in his video the other day, that they're just self-dropping it. And I mean, it's a big IP, and it's getting the grassroots, indie treatment, which maybe it'll be fun. I don't know.
Leo says it looked like it's straight out of Cartoon Network. East Coast, by the way. He says, can you guys talk about the COD exclusivity? I am not aware. I've been dead for the past 4 days. COD exclusivity.
Oh, I don't even know. I mean, Call of Duty is like months away. Who cares?
Yeah, we're not gonna. If that's gonna happen, the rumor is that's gonna happen on Thursday's event, so we don't even know about it yet. It's just a rumor at this point.
Outlaw says, what happened to those 12 T-flops? I don't know. Ask all them 30 FPS games you got. So
Peter Young says, what, Streets of Rage 4 looks just as crap as Battletoad? No, I was saying Streets of Rage 4 looks absolutely phenomenal in its art style. It's everything in the game is drawn really nice and looks good.
And also, it's the game that we would expect Streets of fucking Rage to be. This hybrid of Battletoads is like fucking alien. It's nothing compared to what we played.
Even the original Battletoads looked better character-wise. The models and stuff. They just look better.
Lone Star. Yes, I said that games wouldn't be held back by older hardware, but you missed the only part of that quote that actually fucking matters, which is the game design will not be held back by older hardware. This is why it's so easy to just ignore, people that don't listen. So game design is the thing that gets held back by older hardware, not the graphics, right? So again, we've had multiple developers on the show, unless they're changing their tune too. I don't know what to tell you. Again, Fonz, why are you looking forward to Battletoads so much?
I'm not. I hated the first game.
Don't you lie to the
never
chat like
understood
that.
why it was popular at all. It was a Turtles knockoff, man. Ninja Turtles knockoff.
Fucking real.
It was.
Why you gotta talk shit?
True. It's true.
Because it was a shitty game to begin with. I don't know why.
Yeah,
we're
it was
getting
really
on the
popular.
20th.
It was not enjoyable to play. It was brutally difficult.
I remember having
got
fun
through-
with the game. Maybe I just died a lot.
You died.
You played on the
This is
NES
great.
or what?
And then I heard Fonz talk and I died again. Hey, Timothy Clark, shout out to you, buddy. Fonz, you really hated it that much, huh?
It wasn't a good game to me when it came out. I died a lot.
sorry.
That's why.
I'm sorry, time out. I like how you guys are looking at the spider right when Dealer threw something at it and it moved.
Yep.
Fonz just ran the fuck away.
Yeah.
And then Fonz is getting wrecked.
Yep.
Oh, that thing's huge.
That's like
because he said, "Come
Dude.
back. Let's throw some more shit at it."
For a kiddie game, I am absolutely terrified of those spiders in the game. All of them.
Look at that thing. It's fucking massive.
Wow, it's jumping.
Yeah, and
No,
it
thank you.
it howls at you like an angry like bear or dog, and
Someone's dead.
the music ramps up.
it has
for
ray
his,
tracing on its eyeballs.
It's so funny because the game looks so dumb, like when you just look at it, but you get so immersed in this little dinky game. I don't know. That's crazy. Oh, God, it looks so creepy. Look at it. Oh, it makes my skin crawl. Colt's a wuss.
Oh,
You
All
guys are dead today, by the way.
What are you
Invader,
talking about?
bring us up here a little bit.
Invader.
Big ass bug looking at
Ask-
dealer.
Ask
Look
Colt
at
why
you.
he
Came
is
back for
actually the
seconds.
biggest coward. I told him about this spider in the background, right? And you see, boop, Colt has left the game.
No.
Yep, that's
I
why
had
he
to
left.
go. No, I do. I get so scared. Oh my god.
He does. He screams really loud, and it's kind of.
So I was playing this game with Obi-Wan, one of our great mods for the RDX podcast, and he was away from the base doing something. And I'm like, dude, you better get back here. And he goes, oh, oh! And then he yells like that. And then he was like, oh my gosh. And he wouldn't stop saying like, oh geez. He kept cussing over and over. I go, what? Are you dead? He goes, no. I jumped so hard. I kicked my foot into my entertainment center and broke my pinky toe.
Whoa.
And he went, oh, like over and over for like 8 minutes. I'm like, dude, get over it. Is your toe coming off or what? He's like, it hurts so bad.
And just to confirm, this is Obi, the one that hates Xbox.
And also,
Yeah, he does.
apparently, he needs to move that slider and turn those spiders into marshmallows, right? So,
Uh-huh.
whatever the hell they are on the far right. Again, we'll kind of get back into again. I can't chat. You've heard me do this like 3 times. I've tried to get these motherfuckers to talk about these 3 games: Flight Simulator, Wasteland 3, Battletoads. They ain't doing it. I don't know what to do.
What? No, the only thing we didn't talk about was Wasteland. Then you asked soccer.
I'm gonna play it.
Wasteland
It's
looks pretty
console
cool.
gamers. Who cares? That's the way I look at it. None of those games are interesting.
All right. Well, let's do bucket meta predictions. I'll get something out of you. Flight Simulator, go.
Well, you already talked
Uh,
about Flight
I'll
Simulator.
Meta
I'll go
predictions. Jesus, Colt does not listen. Chat.
89.
No, I
89. 89.
89. All right. I'll go 86.
Yeah,
60.
I'll say 85 just for I don't know. They'll dock it a few points.
Chat, why would they do that, Invader? Chat, let us
60
know
on
your
that water.
let us know your meta prediction, Invader. Or chat, by the way.
Invader
Someone
chat.
put a 1. Really? A
What
1?
was the lowest
90.
score? What was the lowest
90.
score?
Hey, you're just
Did
doing
you
the
just-
Price is Right thing
Did
again,
you
D.
just price it right for me, bitch?
He did. So I'm at an 86. Salker's at a 95 because it's Xbox. Colt said what?
60.
Hey,
60. Okay, great.
Not enough water.
All right.
90. I say
nobody
90.
goes to Tsushima, bitch.
90, too much right trigger. Okay.
Too
I
many
have no
clouds. Didn't like it.
Wasteland.
know how.
Wasteland. We're going to move. I ain't going to make this extended thing. People are saying 95, 92. Yeah, a lot of scores coming in. Too many scores. Oh, my God. So we've got
69.
69, 87. Battletoads, go. I say 67.
70.
70 for Invader.
Yeah, 72.
D-Batch, you don't
Vaughn,
do
go first.
73.
it. D-Batch?
I think you'll get some nostalgia from some critics, but a lot of people will just dock it.
Look,
Yeah.
we all want it to do as best as possible, but we're just going to go with our guts here. And if we're wrong, we're wrong. It's great. You guys can make fun of us whenever it gets reviewed.
Not that it matters anyway.
So Zalker 95 because it's Xbox?
No, I'm letting Fonz go first. Fonz, go ahead.
Oh, 60.
Jeez.
I'll give it a 99. No, I'm gonna give it a 70. I'll give it a 70.
All right. And anyone else? Or can I not count? Wasteland 3, I'll give it
60.
a 82. D-Batch, you go next, D-Batch.
I'm
done with this Price is Right, D-Batch.
I'm feeling 84. 84 sounds good.
All right.
That's what I was going to say. 84.
All right, chat, let us know Wasteland. Metascore, predictions. Pon said
mid-80s.
84.
Mid-80s for sure. I think it'll do pretty well, actually.
Invader said anywhere from
84.
82 to 88.
Yeah.
79.
And Cultist.
A 3.
All right.
we all overbid.
All right,
We're
so
not talking
I
about
got a little bit of discussion out of him, chat. Give me some points. So yeah, we got some games coming out this month, but again, I don't give a shit about almost all of them. And the one I actually kind of interested in, it's not fucking on Xbox, so I'm probably not going to play it.
With that said, though, honestly, I really do think that Flight Simulator, it's going to be a defining type of game. I think it's going to be a huge game.
Yeah.
Yes, it will be.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
This message brought to you by D-Batch.
It's a boot the games.
Oh my god. Hey, by the way, guys, if you're watching it, the like button, share it out. We do appreciate it, guys. Let's try to crack 1,000 likes for the end of the show. We do appreciate it. We're just having a little bit of fun here. I don't know why, but we're out of the stress and all the bullshit of E3 or whatever the fuck that was, and we can kind of just come back around and just have some fun. And we've gotten a little bit of rest. By the way, Xbox Live, terms of service and stuff like that, they're changing the name of some of this stuff. D, weren't people freaking out because they changed the Game Pass badge? Like, what the fuck is happening with people?
Gosh, the mental gymnastics. So because they changed the word Xbox in front of Game Pass and replaced it with the logo, everyone thought that Game Pass is just going to be on everything now. It's no longer an Xbox thing, which is just fucking asinine. Listen, they just changed the fucking logo. It's the name to the logo, which made a lot more sense. Sony did the same thing with PlayStation Studios. I put up a tweet on this, and people are just fucking idiots. It's like they're just hoping and praying that Microsoft fails. And I have to say to all you gamers out there, if you're not invested in Microsoft's ecosystem, why the fuck do you care? Number one. Also, with no Microsoft around, trust me, Sony would be. Their head would be in the clouds. They'd be charging an outrageous amount for their next generation consoles. They would charge you for accessories, whatever.
Hang on, D. You're going from they changed the damn logo to now Sony's gonna fucking buy up all the food resources. What's going on here?
I don't know.
So people literally thought that they were like shifting out of it because they put an Xbox logo and then the word Game Pass. Is that what you're saying?
It's just stupid. I just don't understand. It's just use fucking common sense. The Xbox logo's still there. What do you fucking think? Xbox, like fucking idiots.
Yeah.
What does the logo say? Yeah. Apple does the same thing. Google does the same thing with their Pixel phones and whatnot. It just has the little G there. This is
anti-consumer as fuck, Fonz. Tell us about it.
It's just that people are just dumb and they run with stupid shit, and that's why I don't listen to these fanboys anymore, because it's mind-numbingly stupid to do so.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, where do they think it's going? Honestly, like it has a little Xbox symbol right there, anyways, right?
They've literally named almost everything to do with gaming from Microsoft Xbox something. Everything. Like they're not even calling Xcloud once you get started. It's called Xbox Game Pass. Isn't that what they've done?
Well, they said something about renaming it at some point, but yeah, it probably
right now they're just calling game streaming on the mobile network. They're calling it Xbox Game Pass. And that was the whole 2.5 minute video they put out today, right? D, remember it? It was all Xbox Game Pass. It didn't say Xcloud. It didn't say Xbox streaming or anything like that. Everything is Xbox.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, I'm blanking. James Shields from Xbox, from the hardware division and marketing, he told somebody the other day, if you're gaming on an Xbox Game Studio game, whether it be on PC, whether it be on Steam or Xbox One or Xbox Series X or whatever, your gaming on Xbox. End of story.
I mean, you're in the Xbox ecosystem, but you're not.
But that's what
Xbox.
you're playing on Xbox.
No, you're fucking not.
Xbox
You're only playing on Xbox if you're actually playing on an Xbox. You're in the Xbox ecosystem if you're playing on a Microsoft device or some kind of Game Pass app. Like, I feel like it's pretty damn simple.
Well, I mean, I guess, but when you're playing a game online...
By Xbox, he means like, hey, you are an active user statistic now.
Yep,
okay.
And you're on the Xbox platform. You're in their ecosystem. You bought their game, even if it's from Steam. You're on Xbox Live, and it's... Yeah.
Well, Mike says, is Xcloud going to be on the phone? It really should be if it doesn't want to be Stadia. Nothing wants to be Stadia.
Be nice if Apple played nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? Zocker, do you know the details or D-Batch why iPhone isn't
They're beta
ready for Game
testing
Pass?
stuff. They don't let unfinished apps apparently.
Yeah, you basically need to have the app working and everything.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as like beta testing on Apple. They're very strict of what you can put on there.
Yeah.
Beta.
It needs to be a finished product.
Dealer. Nothing.
As for the whole like thing of like changing the icon or whatever, and people are going crazy, I like Xbox's like Twitter account is hilarious. They posted a thing about it, like saying like the reason why they did it was because it's easier to get a tattoo. Like it's just a bunch of stupid shit, like thicker font with 2 C's. It's just like they just made fun of it. Like they just embraced the stupidity, and it's great. I think it's great. And so I don't know. People just need to fucking chill.
Yeah, people read
Ladybug just fucking your shit up right now. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they read into way too much. Honestly, like the fanboys will just run with anything.
Yeah, who cares? That's when you just block. I blocked like 25 people yesterday. It was great.
Harry Robb, how you doing, buddy? He's just randomly putting my name in all caps randomly.
I think he's just yelling dealer.
A guy named PlayStation 2. Really dumb Xbox. Ooh. That's fucking
that hurts,
fun.
man.
I might use that one. That's great. Really appreciate that. What is this picture? Is that a... Nope.
I don't know.
Nope.
We're giving the dumbass
Nope.
too much time.
Nope. It's 30 frames and no ray trace. Yep. That's exactly what that picture is. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward. I'm going to move past the Xbox, because they're referring to Xbox Live as just Xbox Online Service now or something like that, right? Internally?
Yes.
What is there anything to that? I didn't get a chance to read a lot on that.
I didn't read it. Also, I brought that up at the beginning of the show because that's what I heard that people are running with. They're changing the Xbox Live name to Xbox Online Service, and that just means they're going to get rid of everything Xbox, which that actually means the opposite of that. But I mean, we're hearing things behind the scenes about a possibility of Xbox Live becoming totally free, and if they're rebranding the name and getting ready to unroll a new name, I don't know what's going on. But I don't know that this whole thing where Xbox is becoming this cohesive platform doesn't mean that Xbox is going away.
I think it's pretty obvious what's going on. Where there's smoke, there's fire. So for the longest time, all of us have heard that they're getting rid of Xbox Live. So this would just fall in line with that. They're just going to get rid of the word Xbox because now it's online and it's not a subscription service per se. So I guess they don't need to fucking name it. It's just going to go with all of their services. So I don't understand the big fucking deal here. We have a new console coming out in the next few months. Like Xbox is not going anywhere at least for the next 5-6 years. So people need to stop with that shit.
Yeah, and if they're going to do that, they have to update their terms of service and get all the fine little details and the fine print out. So that goes along with it, just changing the the little names and whatnot. So like D said, where there's smoke, there's fire, and there definitely seems to be, especially again with Halo going free to play. Is that a precursor to something else?
Well, what about this? I've had people message me. Somebody messaged me yesterday that they put the code in for their 12-month Xbox Live card, and it exchanged 4 months of it into Game Pass automatically. They didn't get up until next August for Xbox Live Gold. It said we are converting this.
Yeah, but did they have Game Pass before, prior to entering that code? Because I heard if you have it prior, that's what it does now.
And I heard if you have Game Pass Ultimate, that if you buy more gold, it will just turn it into the equivalent amount, which would become Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah. Because what I did is I loaded up on Xbox Live for like 3 years, And then I did the whole dollar thing, and I converted all to fucking Game Pass. I have Game Pass for like the next fucking 2.5 years.
Faisal, I think I pronounced that right, buddy. He says why Sony is doing big time exclusives, which is why more of these games are coming to PC and every mobile device according to their own job listings. But he's talking about Spider-Man and how there are rumors of Final Fantasy being exclusive to PS5 or Sony platforms. Where's Phil? Do you want an exclusive action hero game? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying that Xbox...
Where's Phil on timed exclusives? Well,
where
they
is
showed
he?
like 22
he's
games.
still hiding in the trash can from when he did it with Rise of the Tomb Raider, and he got a bunch of blowback. So I don't know that he's going to want to do that kind of stuff ever again, honestly. And I would say that if you're just talking about software, I mean, that's the one decent thing about the show that we just had. It really, aside from some of the gameplay, was they did show a lot of new stuff. We know there are stuff coming, but at the end of the day, I don't know. I guess we need to ask Phil about Spider-Man, even though Sony kind of are involved with that, and Microsoft don't really have a choice there. I don't know. I don't know, Fonzarelli. Fonzarelli, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Thanks.
Phil doesn't talk to me, so I don't know.
Well,
none of those guys follow me. None of those executives do.
Yeah.
Nobody.
They probably saw you damage controlling that PS5 controller.
Nope. They just know that I keep it real.
Where have we heard that before?
He put his arm up behind his like cat on the couch.
Well, then, I just keep it real. That's why all the executives block me on Twitter.
That's why they all block me.
Oh
Which
my
is
God.
not the
Suck
case
on
with
the
Fonz,
teeth
by
of
the way.
Microsoft.
That's
Yeah.
not the case with Fonz, but
That's
yeah,
so
I
funny.
just hear people say, I keep it real. That's why the executives block me and tell me to stop coming to their house. So, keep it real.
Tell me to stop looking up where they are and stuff. I'll keep it real. Xcloud, by the way, because we've been getting a build up of Xcloud questions over the past several months when they've been silent on this. Xcloud is releasing on September 15th on Android. I'm guessing there's no date on Apple, but you can expect Game Pass Ultimate members to play over 100 titles there day one. And this is essentially worked out exactly as I've said it's going to do. They're going to do what Sony are doing. They're locking all this into their subscription service. I guess it's up to you guys to decide which one is doing it better. But I think a lot of that's going to come down to who is more successful at streaming those games at a lower latency. And the fact that Sony aren't even streaming to mobile devices yet, but their job listings do say they are bringing those games to every device. So I expect Xcloud apps on your TVs, your can openers, your phones, your everything. Why not? Why not, D-Batch? You said something about Samsung phone, right?
That's right. So tomorrow, the Galaxy S20 will launch. Check out my channel tomorrow. And it's expected that xCloud is going to be given with the phone. You're going to get 3 months of Game Pass. Obviously, that includes xCloud. And I think it's a great device to showcase that on. And I think it's the beginning of a partnership with Samsung. I did report on it, I don't know, like last year that Samsung and Microsoft were going to have a partnership to bring this to their TVs. So we're seeing it come to the phones first. We're going to see it come to the TVs. Yeah, and other devices are going to have it too. I don't see, the PlayStation or like Nintendo having it, but televisions, I don't know, maybe a fucking Roku box. I'm not quite sure, but other devices will have it, and I think it's going to be a huge thing. Now, I have to say, xCloud over the months, it's gotten a lot better. The latency is much, much improved now. I think the service is ready for the public, so hearing it come on September 15th isn't really a surprise to me. And I think a lot of gamers are really going to be surprised by the service. Now, yeah, I got a console at home that I can play the games on. I got a fucking high-end PC. But sometimes I got to go to the doctor's office or I got to blow 40 minutes getting my oil changed on my car. And this is the instance where the xCloud is really going to come in handy. I can pick up where I left off on my game at home, and I can play a quick game of multiplayer for fucking 20 minutes while I wait for my car to be done. It's a great option, and it doesn't cost you anything extra as it comes with fucking Game Pass. So I think it's a win-win, and I think it's going to be a fucking huge service.
And you might actually get your oil changed to that 3,000 mile marker now, huh? Owen says to Cold Eastwood for keeping dealer reeled in. I feel like I'm not reined in at all. But
I have no control over dealer. I've learned that over many, many years.
I got wiener hands, bitch. Yeah, that's true. again, I mean, I just so many people in the chat talking, guys. Again, I just want to give another shout out, guys. If you haven't hit the like button, someone told me to pitch some merch, but I'm not going to because I got a lot of updates, and I want you to buy
a shirt, bitch.
Don't buy a shirt. I'm literally doing what no one else has ever done before. I'm saying don't buy a shirt. I'm saying that I am spending a lot of money and investing a lot to bring you guys what I feel like should be there. And we're updating the whole store, and we're working with the one and only Sean the Bree. And by we're, I mean me. So again, really, really, really cool updates. The shirts coming there and all that stuff. And shout out to everyone who has bought a shirt. I'm not saying they're bad or anything. Some of them, you know, they're vector files that we've thrown up because we got requests to you know, throw shirts up and stuff. So you guys have enjoyed some of those, and I'm going to try to improve on those. Definitely.
Evolution.
An evolution.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and tell Zocker to shut up. Zocker, what do you think about this whole xCloud thing? They did, now that they're finally saying, hey, when did we hear about this? This 2 years ago they started talking publicly about this? It's finally out? Yeah, September?
Yeah, no, I think it's kind of cool. I like the commercial. You know, I thought that was cool. I think the announcement of it's going to be, I think the launch of it is way better than any other, like, Stadia, obviously, right? Like, yeah. But I think they put a lot of work into this, a lot of time into this, a lot of games into this. I like how it's tied with Game Pass, and I think it's going to be pretty successful. I think that Xbox understands it, and I think that they launched it right. You know, they had a really good beta that was better than the launch of Stadia, which is fucking hilarious. And I'm just excited for it. I think it's gonna be really cool. Like, I could actually use it at, like, because I get, like, sometimes downtime at work when I'm working on, like, a system or something. Like, I'll just sit there and read a book or something. And now it's just like I can just be like, boop, and just play a game for 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Oh,
and
damn it.
I look forward to that.
Infernal Lock, buddy. You said, did you read my super chat in a separate super chat, but didn't repeat the other super chat in the super chat. So that's the problem with this chat scroll is like the chat will disappear, or it will literally glitch and move and update randomly if you move the mouse a certain way. I don't know what's up with that, at least for me. And I wish you would have just copied and pasted it there. So maybe I can find it. Shout out to you though, buddy. Hopefully
I looked, Infernal. I didn't see it, so
Yeah,
you can
see
just
it.
write it again. I'll keep an eye out for it.
They disappear. The friendly neighborhood blue shell, by the way, says Android better than Apple. Devil purple. When did the devil emoji become purple? Why is it purple?
I don't know.
Okay, well, shout out to the Ash and Luca, and shout out to you as well, friendly neighborhood blue shell. I mean, hey, Colt, you've done videos on xCloud. I want to hear some damn enthusiasm. You've been talking this up. It better be amazing, or you're getting exposed.
Oh my gosh! Well, one of the most amazing parts of xCloud is not here yet, and that's for it to be on a smart TV, a PC, or what was the other thing, or on your console,
Or on an iPhone.
Yeah, I mean, on an iPhone. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't have an iPhone, but I mean, I don't want to use my mobile data, but I would love to be able to go to the other room and load it up on a computer or on someone else's computer and load up my game, my save, and just play. Or I would love if it was on a smart TV. You know, go upstairs to the Samsung Smart TV, open up the game streaming app, and then play xCloud right there. Like that's like the final piece of the puzzle for xCloud, because there's not a lot of us who are going to be sitting with a controller in our lap or a tablet. When I'm out, I'm out. I'm not playing games. I'm out doing something that I can't play games. I play when I get home.
What if you're changing
That's
your
the
oil?
luxury of it. I can't even be on my phone. The guy's like, you want 10W30 or want you want synthetic? I'm like, leave me alone. I'm on my phone. He's like, you want me to put the oil in your pants or you want me to put it in the car? I'm like,
all right.
it just goes on and on. So that's I don't know. I want to see xCloud do more than what it's doing, but it's just started.
Invader, make up for Colt's incompetence.
Oh man, well no, he's right though. I mean, xCloud's in its infancy, and I would like to see more come out of it. We're just at the beginning. It's launching in 22 regions as it is, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a pretty large platform for them, and it's going to be important too because if I'm not mistaken, there's going to be a large Asian influence there. I'm assuming, I haven't looked at the fine details, but I'm assuming South Korea and Japan. I would really love to see the numbers for that region too, to see how they react to it and how they engage, right? Because I really want Xbox to do well, and I think by engaging with them that way, because they have a hard time selling hardware in these countries, and maybe by xCloud, it might work, right? Especially when you got Game Pass in there, they got a large library of games to choose from. I'm just very curious about, this whole xCloud experiment going forward with Game Pass.
Hey, Aftermath, are you a moron?
Oh my!
I'm gonna ask you
gosh,
point
what
blank.
now?
You can put 1 for yes and 2 for no, okay? Because we've literally told the chat a million times that we're gonna get PS5 day one, and that we
You're gonna
like.
put 12.
We really just put 42. I mean, do what you got to do. At the end of the day, we've talked about how we love a lot of the first party from Sony. We want Microsoft to do better, and that we're getting the PS5. But we're not going to lie to you about the performance delta. Sorry. Leave that 1 or 2 down there. Hey, John, he says, will xCloud run on an Xbox like PS Now? Yes, it's actually something that we broke on the show, I think months before it actually came out in a Windows Central article. You will eventually have xCloud on the console, and you will see that as a way to actually maybe test games or download demos, right, quote unquote. Try games out without downloading them, and quick start games, kind of like Stadia.
Yeah,
So-
thank you. Because someone said you don't need it on console. And like, that's absolutely why you would want it, is to be able to play it right off while it isn't installed yet, or while it's installing.
Shout
And
out
also-
to Monster You Made, by the way, channel member, and of course we've got Juiced Gaming. He says, I guess what do you say? I guess xCloud for Windows 10 isn't ready yet. Yeah, that's a good point actually. He says last I heard Microsoft was shooting for 2020 release. Windows 10 devices. That is kind of, they are really, really staggering the releases of a lot of stuff right now. And I'm not sure that this is anything to do with Pandy Life, because Tactics was always a planned staggered release. So maybe this is just how they plan on doing this.
Another good thing about xCloud is that you actually have access to your own Xbox. So if you're outside, whatever, you can see your own dash and play your own games that you own on your Xbox at home. So that's
You
also
talking about the console streaming?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well.
fantastic.
Steelers' like favorite thing tonight.
I'm just waiting, just listening to the soul of my panel leave their bodies sometimes. And it's like, man,
You know
Jesus.
what it is? I think we're just, for me at least, it's a little bit fatigued, man. Like I'm tired of these two fucking companies staring each other down. I want to know the price of the PlayStation 5.
Amen.
I want to know when the pre-orders
Church.
are going to open up. I want to know when the Xbox Series X is coming out. Let me fucking pre-order the shit. Like enough of this shit. Like
Yeah,
there's
you're
only
right.
so much you can, drag this out. And I think it's time that I think first of all, I think it's going to happen this month, but I think it's time that both of these companies fucking reveal their plans. Enough of this shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Show us some real power already.
He man.
Come on, Xbox.
I want to see more robot turtles. Hey, Spooky Sprocket says, Colt, thank you for the light mention the other day.
Yeah, he said life narration. He commented on one of my videos, said, I want Colt to narrate my life. So I just quoted and wrote something about Spooky Sprocket went to someone's YouTube video and watched it, and so left a comment. And he anyway, whatever. That was fun.
Well,
Yeah, I'm with D. I'm sick and tired of like sitting here waiting for Sony and Microsoft to, no, you do it. No, you do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's true.
I honestly, like, I already pretty much am confident that the Series X is $499. I'm pretty confident that the PS5 all digital is probably $450, if not $400. Like, I already know that. Nothing's going to sticker shock me. I want to put the money down or get the pre-order down, know it's going to come and have something to look forward to. But it's almost like without the pre-order and without the price, like it almost doesn't exist. Xbox hasn't shown a freaking game
Are you
running on the
smacking your
hardware
desk?
yet. I'm hitting my desk.
Take
Yeah.
it easy on that desk.
Nope.
I'm sorry, hit my chest. Boom.
You're separating the plywood.
It's particle board. I'm cheap. They haven't even shown anything running on the Series X yet.
Fistful
So
of
like
splinters?
we already. Shut up, dealer.
Styrofoam.
You're
Oh
right,
my
Colt.
God.
They haven't.
You know what? This will be my last appearance on RDX.
All right,
I
guys.
was gonna wait to say it's at the end. If they don't tell us the price reveal next week, I'm not coming back, and I'm going to just Fonz and I are just gonna make videos about Raid Shadow Legends.
You keep me out of this. I'll be back. You keep me back.
Hey, shout out to Penny, by the way, for becoming a channel member. Do appreciate it. Yeah, Colt, we're gonna break records if that happens. So we'll see what happens. And again, I gotta give a shout out to everybody watching live, guys. We're a bunch of fuckheads, and we're just having fun. And hit the like button if you haven't. Do appreciate it. I have to say that 47 times every show. By the way, there are some third-party partners with Microsoft. Basically, let me break it down to you as quick as possible. The pre-order information is coming soon. It's coming pretty soon. So again, we've talked about this a few times on the show for a reason. We do suspect that you'll be getting pre-order information 1,000,000,000% at whatever kind of press release thing they got or some crap this month, which it's kind of their last option, right, Fonz? It's August. We don't have a price. We don't have a pre-order date. I mean, what do we have?
I've got fruit snacks.
Okay.
Nice. All right. I mean, we're probably not going to hear anything. Thanks, Fonz.
What is wrong with us today? I've got fruit snacks.
I think it's going to be. It's either this month or obviously next month because that's all they have. But it has to be this month. They can't do another, like, especially Sony. They can't do another September price launch like they did with the PS4 or PS4 Pro. So I don't know. August is obviously it's going to come soon. Like there's like the other saying, there's no other choice. What else are they going to do? Be like, oh, next day it launches. There's the price. Sorry guys, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. They need to start getting shit down, and there's a lot of stuff to be announced. But again, they're in this staring competition. It's Sony and Microsoft literally just staring down. One doesn't want to say the other one first, right? Like say the price first, and that's it. That's all that's happening.
Yeah.
Snacks for your buck snacks.
Well, something people have to consider is that Sony have talked about how they're the value, right? They're the value proposition. And some people have kind of said that, well, that means they're going to be cheaper than the Series X. Or some crap. I don't remember what I was thinking, but it made sense at the time, trust me. Basically, they're saying value, I think. If that statement holds true, which they've been all over the map. I think the PS5 originally intended to come in at $400. If that price has really gotten out of control, like Bloomberg suggesting they could take a $50 hit, and there's a reason they got the all-digital launch to kind of get that price down to where they actually wanted it to be from the beginning, they are saying value because they know they're not going to be the cheapest. Value means good performance for like a good price, basically. They know Lockhart exists. So they can't really claim the cheapest. They're going to use the word value, whereas Microsoft, obviously they're going to try to do both with both systems. That's something that for sure they need to get out there and just fucking talk about it. I mean, it's getting ridiculous.
That's one thing that I've seen some people talk about. I've seen somebody bring up the point that the all digital edition of the PlayStation 5 is going to be $400, while the PlayStation 5 with the disc drive would be $500. That doesn't make sense to me.
There shouldn't be a
$100 difference. That's ridiculous.
No, I'll tell you why that makes sense. Yes,
it doesn't make sense at all.
I'll tell you why. The drive is like $20. Yes. But the reason why they're willing to take a heavier hit on that console is because they know you have to buy everything through them because it's an all digital console. So they're going to get more profits off of that. So that's going to offset the loss from the hardware.
How does wait?
Yeah.
Okay. So I see what you're saying, but at the same time, that's a lot of money to be, paying for the one with the disc drive.
Let me tell you this. If the PlayStation 5
you're getting ripped off.
If the PlayStation 5 all digital is $399, I can pretty much guarantee you that most of the PlayStation gamers are going to grab that one because it's fucking cheaper.
Of course.
They're just going to grab it. So right there, Sony's going to make more profit because they don't have to share it with GameStop, with fucking Amazon, with all these other storefronts. All the money is passing directly through their hands. So they'll actually make more money.
I think Bonds is saying that there's no, just like with the Xbox One S, all digital, like the drive is a $50 thing. That's going to allow them to drop that step $50 is what he's saying, I think.
Yeah, but they'll drop it more for the simple fact, like I said, to make it more attractive.
Okay, so what's the incentive to buy the one with the Blu-ray player for $100 extra?
The option that you can. It's just the option that you can.
No, that's not good enough.
I want my damn motherboard with my NVMe in it.
They're robbing people at that point, But you're getting a better value with it all digital, but
Sony gamers,
you gotta look at it from the other perspective.
They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit if their PlayStation 4 fucking controllers work on the PlayStation 5. They do what they're told from from Sony. Now, if Sony says, listen, we're going to have one that's this price, one that's that price, you have the option.
Inception.
They're not going to really care. I'm just being honest with you.
It's not going to be $100 difference.
It is going to be. I think it's going to be $100 difference.
It's too much.
And I'm justifying the reason why they would do that, because they're going to make more money on that digital version, because you have to buy content through them.
I am pretty confident.
Titan Drago says, stop it. No way, $100 difference.
I'm confident they would have sold more digital editions based on the statistics that more people are going digital anyway.
I mean, it's okay to disagree. Let's not forget that. So.
No. I'm not mad at D. I'm just saying that it doesn't make sense to me that $100 difference.
Some credit to it. There could be a situation where the PlayStation 5 with the disc drive is $449 and the all digital version is $399. That's a possibility too. But I'm pretty sure that all digital is going to be $399 and it's going to be more than a $20 gap. I'm kind of sticking with 100, and I think this depends on what Microsoft prices their Xbox Series X at. That's why I think Sony is waiting, because if I guarantee you, if the Xbox Series, I'm not saying it is, we all know it's probably going to be $500, but if it was $550, I guarantee you the fucking PlayStation 5 with the disc drive is going to be fucking $499. I guarantee you that. So it's based on what Microsoft prices the Series X. Now, if they price it at $499, we might see a situation where Sony says, you know what, let's just price the PlayStation 5 at $449 and the all digital at $399. So it's a little bit dependent on Microsoft's price point for the Series X as well.
Well, let's just not forget that Microsoft have released the most $500 systems of all time, not Sony.
Oh, no. I want that digital edition anyway, regardless, because I know it'll be a little cheaper, but I don't expect it to be $100 cheaper. No, I'm hoping you're right, though, D. I'm hoping that's true.
There's not, to me, you got to remember that Sony and Microsoft aren't really they don't plan on making, as a matter of fact, they might even plan on taking a loss on the system, right? So they're not going to make much on the hardware. They know that. This is how it's always been. They lost $300 on every PS3 sold at launch. Like, while it's not going to be that extreme, they might even make some money. They are just basically paying themselves back to get fucking the same reference. Get the fucking cars out there so you can buy the gas, which is the games. The things that actually make some money, right? That's the only reason they're selling you this box. So I really don't expect them to worry about margins like that on a console at launch when they know that price is probably going to really do them more benefits in the long run by enabling more people to buy their games, right? I just, I don't know. I would say it was a $50 price point difference between the two. That's just my take, though. Zucker, what about you?
I don't think Sony's going to be taking a hit at all. I mean, we just literally had an article come out saying that PlayStation wouldn't be around if the PS4 wasn't as successful as it was. Like, that's a former executive.
Really?
I mean, you do understand this thing's like not the PS4 though.
No, I understand that it's not the PS4, but I don't think Sony's in a position to take a hit.
Oh, you mean they can't take a hit?
No, they can't take a hit.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they can't take a hit. So I don't know. I think the prices are extremely critical. I've said before, like in a video of mine, that I think Microsoft will announce it first. But at this point now, I don't think they will. I think that they're just going to fucking stare at each other until one of them blinks. And
somebody said they won't go in $50 increments. I'm like, guys, they do it today. Microsoft do it. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, no, and I understand like what I just said. Like, people are like, "Oh, you're a fanboy." I didn't write this damn article. They said it. Like, that's what people said. That's what a former Sony executive said. And it's like, Jesus, because the PS3 was a big hit on their profits and everything. Like, the PS3 was very, like, it was hard on Sony. And so PS4 is like extremely, extremely successful, and it saved the brand. Like that. And then on the opposite side, Xbox One almost killed the Xbox, right?
Yeah.
And now they're trying to save the brand. And that's what they're doing right now.
Why are these companies always trying to murk themselves, Alker?
I don't know why. They shoot themselves in the foot as they fall fucking face first into a sword.
Do you remember at the beginning of the generation, they were selling buildings?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like the RVs down the street or what? What do you mean buildings?
I think both are going to come at the same price. The one with the discs, and then I think Lockhart's going to be the cheapest, and then obviously the discless PS4 or PS5, sorry, is going to be $50 cheaper. That's what I think. That's it.
Yeah.
It'll be $499, $450, and then Lockhart will come in at $6. And then, there you go.
$6.
And it will be made of things from Grounded.
Styrofoam.
Hey, I don't know. I guess any other takers on the what the fuck topic are we even on? the pre-order stuff, which we should be hearing about soon, according to some of their third-party partners. I expect Sony to be right there, right? Invader, what are you thinking they're going to come in at? And I guess we can kind of move on to ground impressions and all that.
Well, I think there was a leak that I saw. What was it, last night? Where it was somewhere in Europe, so it was in euros. Where the all digital edition was about $100 cheaper, like roughly from the standard edition PS5. So like give or take.
Leak?
Well, from what I saw, like it was a retail listing from a European store. So if what I read was correct, then and you take into account the currencies, and yeah, it's possible that it could be about $100 cheaper, like in between the two different consoles.
What if one has a disk drive and maybe a bigger SSD in addition, and then that might make the $100? I mean, that's really, I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot. I mean, it's a pipe dream. Don't get me wrong, and I would like it to happen. I'm just maybe it depends. It depends how they want to space it out. I mean, $50 in between would probably be about right. As Fonz was saying, I don't want to get my hopes up, but at the same time, you got PlayStation. They could possibly do that, and then Xbox. I mean, Phil was saying that they are going to be competitive with their pricing, so I'm kind of curious what they do there as well between Series X and Lockhart.
Also, too, that's the thing. Lockhart. See, Lockhart is the wild horse, right? That's what's also, in my opinion, gonna force them to kind of lower the all digital PlayStation 5. Like, yeah, realistically, I agree with you guys. $50 seems to be reasonable. But like I said, the Lockhart is a wild horse, and
yeah,
a wild card.
It's true, but nobody. What would be the incentive to buy the other one for $100 more? That disk drive doesn't warrant that price. So I think it'd be stupid for anybody to buy it.
Dealer might be onto something. They might offer perhaps bigger storage with that one.
I threw that out there. I don't think they're doing that.
No, Jim Ryan already said they're identical.
We already saw.
Okay.
Yeah, Jim Ryan already said no, it's identical, and kind of mocked somebody in the media.
The only difference is
what's the difference?
Drive.
Well, like I said,
he said, ha, the only difference is disk drive. Like, what are you thinking?
The incentive for Sony, once again, like I said, the digital console, all that money is passing through their hands. Yeah. They don't have to share it out with somebody else before they get it. So that's an incentive for Sony, and also to try to block the Lockhart, because I really think the Lockhart's going to come in at a really good price, and I think it's going to be a really great system. I think it's going to be a 1080p, 1440p system. I think the old games that are or the current generation games, it'll be capable of doing 4K, but I wouldn't expect that system to be like a 4K system, because the new games, I'm pretty sure it'll be 1080p, 1440p. But the price that you're going to pay for that is going to be amazing. And
it's just a lot of backlash. It's a lot to really ride on a shrinking physical market as well. It's just weird. I mean, you're on this hill fighting for your life, D. I'm just trying to understand why you feel so strongly here.
I just like I said, I really think Sony might be pushing this digital fucking mantra next generation for the simple fact that they're just going to make a lot more money doing it. They're going to make a lot more money. They don't have to share with Amazon. They don't have to share with fucking GameStop. They don't have to worry about fucking used games being sold at fucking GameStop and them getting no money on it when they have an all digital console that they're pushing and kind of getting their base to go behind this and buy all their games digitally. I think Sony's going to make a play at this. I think it's kind of obvious with them just announcing a digital system. They haven't really done something like this before.
That all digital system is going to be the one that's going to be in hot demand if it's $100 cheaper, and good luck finding that.
Yeah, I mean, the all digital edition Xbox.
Everybody will be waiting for that.
Yeah. By the way, chat, let us know if you're going to be playing MLB The Show on Xbox when it comes out. Hey, I want to talk. No, I was chat. By the way, guys, as we get into our quick grounded opinions and thoughts, which I think you might be surprised by some of these, just wanted to say thanks for joining us, guys. Hit the like button if you haven't subscribed. Support these guys on the panel. It's kind of our closing segment, and we do appreciate everything you guys do. By the way, G-Man, he says, think bigger. I'm just gonna say think bigger. And he says cheapest system going forward is Game Pass. Yeah, I mean, That's why we've said that a million times, G-Man. It's on a global scale on every single platform. You're right. And then we've got Toro V. He says Sony are what the Weevils? What is that? Wasn't that a guy from Harry Potter? He says they want Microsoft to announce first so they can actually counter their announcement. But really, can they counter Lockhart anyway? Really, is it even worth the stress and the time? You know what I'm saying? If you can't counter a $300 price tag, then what the fuck is the point? Right?
The weird thing is why wait and play chicken? Like, they're not going to be able to really change the price point. Like, if they're hanging on, do we go 450 and 500, or we do 499 and 450, or 399 450? Like, they don't have that much wiggle room to say, let's see what Microsoft does. At this point, that's what's so annoying. At this point, they have to have a good idea where the price is, or they have to pretty much know where they're going to price it. It just doesn't make sense to me. It seems like Sony has this opportunity to say, we could make a whole bunch of money on this console or lose a whole bunch of money, and I just don't think it comes down to that.
I actually do, because these, like, when we look at the specifications of both of these systems, man, they're pretty packed. And for the price tag that we're hearing,
Next is the answer.
Like the price that we're hearing, these consoles are coming in at $499, $399. That's so fucking absurd for the amount of power that these systems have. So I think that I don't think they want to lose money on these consoles per se, and I think this is why this stare down is happening. I think they're like, okay, it'll either be we're gonna lose a little bit of money here and hope that we make it back here, or we're gonna not lose any money, we're gonna break even, or we're gonna be able to have this percentage of margin on it. Like we'll get this type of profit off of it at this price point. And I think that's where both of these companies are at, and I think that's why we're having this fucking stare down, because like $500 for the power of the Series X, $400 or $449 for the power that's in the PlayStation 5, that's fucking amazing. That wrecks like 90% of everybody's PC out there. Literally. Everyone talks about, I got a 2080 Ti. No, you fucking don't. Most people have a fucking 60.
No, you
While you're at it, give me that motherboard too.
They don't have that. The people have a 2080 Ti, they're like fucking 5% of the fucking PC market, okay? So let's just, or 10% at the most. It's I don't even think it's that high, to be honest with you. It's a real small.
Only in certain gaming centric surveys and hardware surveys. It's actually much lower.
And these consoles are going to fucking wreck them. So I don't know. The pricing is very, like, it tells me two things: that maybe they're going to be more expensive than we think, or that these guys just don't want to fucking lose any money at all, and they're just having to stare down to see who they can fuck first. I don't know, man.
Just tired of waiting.
Yeah. But unfortunately, Invader, as a guy who runs a podcast, you've got to do your job and talk about it every fucking week, because there are people depending on you. So again, guys, let's talk about Grounded. Chat, thanks for joining us once again, guys. You guys rock. This will be our closing kind of topic. And you know what? I am having fun with Grounded, and sue me. Now, you guys know that I was not hyping Grounded up. I even kind of made fun of the game a little bit. Then Microsoft announced some AAA games, and they're like, we're actually working on things you do really want to get hyped for. So I'm like, okay, this isn't that fucking horrible. Let me try it. And I actually I've always been intrigued by the building of the game. It's in preview right now, obviously. Frame rate's all over the fucking place. Even on the Xbox One X, especially if you stack a bunch of grass all in one spot. But the building of the game, I mean, Cole, you've discovered this yourself. Like, you probably didn't expect to have as much fun just kind of constructing and walking around the world where insects are literally destroying you with heat vision.
Yeah, it is so funny because in the community, like, Xbox guys are clowned for this game being shown off at big events. And I was one of those guys who kind of kept quiet, and I've said, yeah, I'll probably try it for a few minutes, but definitely not something that I would play. And I guess you'd say, a little bit hooked on it. I've probably put over 20 hours into it. I've even played it by myself. I played it with Dealer and Fonz. I played it with Obi-Wan. I can't remember who else I played with. The building stuff is really fun, and to go out where you can get killed and try to grab some lumber to build certain things is like really crazy. And you see the spiders, and even though it's all cartoony, like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm a, 3 centimeter tall little like kid stuck in a backyard. It's kind of a magical release, and it's taking off on Twitch and Steam sales, and crazy.
People are noticing the frame rate is going up, and it's actually hitting much higher to 60 in this footage, and are like, is this 60 FPS? It actually does target 60 FPS, but again, it's in preview, so it's
unlocked. So
there's been times where this game falls down to 12 frames, and I've had to restart the game to, I guess, clear the RAM or something, and it actually ran fine when I came back in. But yeah, I mean, the frames drop hard, probably half of 60 at times in preview. Maybe lower.
Aaron says Obi-Wan plays this. Yeah, like he's helped me build like some really cool stuff. I built a pretty nice like building, and he started replacing the grass walls with wood. So we were going out and breaking down dandelions. Dandelions give you basically like rough cut lumber, and you can only bring back so many pieces. And then a wolf spider hisses at you from behind, and you run, and we'd end up like yelling, "Oh my gosh!" Really surprised. I guess I'm more than anything. I'll close out my statements by saying I'm proud of this small 13-person team at Obsidian for bringing this game to Xbox. Like, was that like a hard sell? Like, hey, we're making this game, and
You're
it's
proud
not
of
like
them?
I'm proud of what they've done. Like, they have to feel great. Like, this game is actually getting positive reception, and people are excited about it.
It's pretty complex for a 13-person team, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The building, again, the building is really, really cool, and I wanted to get Fonz's opinion before he fucking falls asleep in a casket. Fonz, this isn't really your type of game, but you did join in on us, and I mean, what were your thoughts? Do you see at least the appeal of it?
Trash.
No,
I'm just kidding. You know what? I see the appeal for some people that like this type of game. It's really well done for this type of survival, base building type of game. I get it. I had fun when I played with you guys that one time.
The only time
I had a blast just running around doing crazy stuff, running from bugs and stuff, killing bugs. But it's not really my type of game, but I could definitely see the appeal for a lot of people. It surprised me in the fact that it was more intricate than I thought initially. Yeah. I didn't think it was as deep.
We didn't even get to the really cool stuff either.
Yeah, I know. When you get down in the menus and stuff, and you see some of the stuff you can build, even right off the bat, it's pretty deep, and that kind of surprised me. But yeah, the cartoony graphics is really what pulls me out of the immersion. But yeah, if it was something more realistic looking, I probably would have been more into it. But yeah, the graphics is what really holds me back.
The graphics. Zalker, surely you have at least any time in this at all. What are your thoughts?
It's pretty cool. I played with my friends a little bit, and I enjoyed it. I need to play it a lot more. I've been really playing Ghost of Tsushima a lot, actually, when I have time. So, but my friends like it a lot. They actually, like, we played one night, and then I came back 2 days later, and they had like a whole base and freaking everything. They went fucking off, and I was just like, how the hell? And they're like, a lot of dying, man. I'm like, all right, well, they like it a lot, and I think the game is actually really fun. I just need to get into it more. The other thing is that I like playing with friends and everything, but I really do need like PvP. That's just me. Like, if I'm playing with friends, we like killing shit. So
why don't you go kill that giant spider under the tree?
I don't know.
It'll take more than killing somebody else.
I mean, I get it, but you know what I mean. But like, yeah, I think, I don't know. I think the game is really cool, and it is like, honestly, what Colt was saying, it's extremely impressive that a 13-person team made this. It makes you wonder. Like, Obsidian is like just so good. They're so talented. They have dudes in that, studio that actually just want to sit there and make games, and they love it. And that's this. So I just really look forward to what else they bring out. Honestly, this game just kind of solidifies them even more, after Outer Worlds and everything. So,
I mean, I will say, you went a little hard there, but I will say that for 13 people, like, I am impressed at the intricacy and the building and the, it needs a lot of polish. The frame rate is all over the place. Obviously, I'm surprised it even targets 60 with all the stuff that you can build, and they physically, like, rendered blades of grass and all these things that are not easy on the CPU, and they still try to hit 60 FPS. It'd be interesting to see where the game falls at launch, but I mean, I'm just impressed at what they've accomplished with so few people.
Yeah, like the spiders when they start coming at you, or you see them skulking, like all those tall blades of grass will rustle back and forth, like as they interact with them, so that you can see a spider coming before you can see him, and it kind of adds a level of fright to like, oh crap, because I mean a spider can kill you in one shot, and then you have to go back and retrieve your backpack that had all your tools and all of your resources. So it's like State of Decay. You don't want to die. You don't want to, but you get to keep your character. But I don't know.
I feel you know I see some comments in the chat, and basically I'm not going to single out anybody, but I will say this, that these are just our opinions, and you know, to say that somebody's opinion is not relevant is stupid when it comes to video games, because we all have our difference of opinions here, and we all like certain things and don't like certain things. And if I personally don't like a certain art style to a game, that's my preference. You know,
like
it's
you
my
don't
opinion.
like hot tubs and games, and Fonz does.
You know, it's just I don't know. People will always say, well, you know, NES games had great games back in the day and they were cartoony. Yeah, but we've moved on and we have more realistic.
That was the
limitation.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't have to justify that. Like, if you want better graphics, then that's okay.
Yeah, I know. Look, I realize I'm on an Xbox centric podcast, but that doesn't mean I, you know, just have to sit here and agree with everybody else out there who's an Xbox fan or fanboy. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm never going to do that, guys. Like,
what did you say that was disagreeable? That the art style is not immersive?
Yeah.
I mean, if the game looked
style, if
the game looked hyper realistic, I probably would have her even hard. I guess I would think it was pretty cool, dang cool, but like it's scary as it is, man. That's the weird thing. Like, but if this game looked realistic,
good praise.
Yeah, and if the spiders had like the hair on their arms and they looked realistic, like the spider. Yeah, and their legs. I don't know. Well, they got their arms sticking up in the air. Like that's the problem with the community, and I sort of agree with them. Like this game has a very pedestrian, simple art style that doesn't look like it utilizes any super talent and super hardware. But if they did, like this game would be like flying off of the shelves the way people would be talking about it, because people expect cutting edge graphics and cutting edge immersion, and like this team of 13 people made this game look simple, but there's some depth underneath it. I would like to see
more the character models, I think, that I have a problem with, because the world looks pretty cool. I mean, it's the character models. They're just, I don't know,
dorky looking.
It would be fair if there was some kind of character customization, because you're kind of just left with, a few character models, and that's about it, really, right?
Yeah, and they all look derpy, like, and they're supposed to be teens, and they're like, nah, when they hit stuff, and they look like they're about 10 years old. But I mean, I don't know. I just didn't think I would enjoy it.
It's a different game, and Xbox has a lot of variety, and there you go.
Did you just say real gamers don't care about graphics?
Yeah, I just read that. I'm laughing at that.
Really?
Look,
I take back everything I ever said about God of War then.
I mean, I've cared about graphics since I was on an Intellivision. Like, man, look at this. Yeah, I've always thought. I mean, and I cared when Atari games looked like crap. I really like that stuff.
I want Invader's opinion on the damn game here in a minute, because we're going completely off in the fucking bushes.
Holy
somewhere.
Crap! It's been 2 hours.
Yeah. So
how do you
again, Invader? What are your thoughts, buddy?
Well, I've played this game a little bit. I played it earlier on in like the alpha testing and the preview, and honestly, like I don't mind the game. I'm not really into these survival kind of like building games, but I can see the appeal personally. The art style's okay. It's just I'm almost like really struck by it, because again, it was only made by a team of like 13, 14 people, and when they initially announced it, I was like, well, what's this? It looks like, Honey the Kids meets Minecraft, and I was, kind of, on the edge about it. And then when they talked about it being a passion project, I was like, oh, well, it's just going to be some kind of little game that nobody's going to care about. But lo and behold,
bleeding edge.
Yeah, exactly, right. And it just, honestly, there's a lot of substance to it. It has a really solid foundation, because there's all kinds of a lot of people were talking about on the panel. There's a lot of building mechanics, and there's lots of intricacies to it. And then there's the AI reacts very different to you and can be very aggressive, especially because I think there's a day-night cycle, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And there's a whole bunch of things that just kind of happen in the game that are unique experiences. And then when you bring in a couple of people, the co-op aspect really, really kind of just drags you into it. So I don't know. I have to get back into this game. Like, I've had a few people trying to, get me into it, but timing wise, it hasn't exactly been good. But I really want to get back into it. The art style, it doesn't really bother me per se, but I can see why some people would be turned off from this. Because again, I'm not really a big fan of the character models myself. But it's very intriguing. They do have a story to it. It takes a little time to get into, but I think they got a solid foundation of a game here, and it just blows my mind that Obsidian have this little project that could be so successful. I mean, what was it they had with 48 hours, 1 million people from on PC, Steam, and Xbox playing this game? That's remarkable for such a
drought and a pandemic. Yeah.
It's a testament to Obsidian, though. You have to give them credit, man. 13 people did this, and you got so many people playing it.
I say fuck it, put 13 more on there and get some shit done. Get some hair on those spider legs.
No, I'm just saying, Obsidian is by far Xbox's best developers. The best.
No, they're up there, and I totally agree with you in that. When I saw that they had signed them, I was like, oh man, they are going to turn into one of their, if not their most talented developer, especially if they add more talent to them. And honestly, like, this is great when you have them using their when you give them the resources to expand their talent and their flexibility. It's just amazing what they can come up with. And when we saw Grounded again, like, I was like, oh my god, what is this? And lo and behold, it's actually something that you can really build upon. And I think it's really going to be impressive. I mean, I'm just thinking about what they can add to it down the line, what other kind of insects or even other creatures and what else they can introduce, because again, it's not like a very serious world they got going on here, so they can flip around all kinds of different crazy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they could add birds and stuff. Somebody said in the chat, and it's good to read from the chat once in a while too. Fernando Cardenas said, realistic graphics actually decrease immersion because the person doesn't use their imagination as much. Perceived fantasy is a massive part of the enjoyment of game. And I kind of agree with that. Like, when I play Grounded, I am absolutely immersed. I don't know if I got that point across. It has really good sound design. The game is actually pretty looking for being simple.
I don't know if you know what you're agreeing to, Colt. Like, what? So if you saw like one of those ultra crazy mods for Grounded, like the Grand Theft Auto ones,
I would love that.
And you wouldn't say that's even more immersive? No,
I'm saying I agree with perceived imagination. Like, yes, but I would rather see Grounded look more realistic.
I mean, it's okay either way. By the way, like the chat, it's either some guys in the chat.
It is what it is, and Grounded is not going to get a realistic treatment unless somebody on PC like does the Ultra Skyrim type mod on it. But yeah, I mean, we all use our imagination when we play stuff. I mean, we imagine we get immersed in stuff. We imagine the Xbox Live games.
Yeah.
Why is it hard for it to go hand in hand? Why can't we have a game that plays well and looks fantastic? And from a technical standpoint, this game is like right now, at least what fucking level. So I don't understand why they couldn't make it a little bit more realistic. At least the characters, like the technology is there. Like that's why I demand better. Because if you look at the old Toy Story movies, those fucking movies at that time were state of the art. If you look at it now, especially the first Toy Story, it looks really, really fucking bad. Our games look better than it. So
yeah, and this is like Toy Story 2 level, and it also has to do with the artists. That there's a 13-person team, and maybe the artists that work on it. This is about what they can and want to accomplish. And when you look at like Ben Studios making Days Gone compared to State of Decay, like that team wanted to accomplish a Uncharted, The Last of Us level of visual quality, and they got a lot of the way there.
Yeah, and two people say the most popular games are cartoony. Why do you think that is? Because those games run on more devices, right? So the minimum spec for Grounded should be quite low. In Beta, basically, you find the game intriguing. You can't wait to find more time to get back into it.
I think it's interesting, but...
All right.
Yeah, that's about it, really.
Well, you know
There's
us.
better
You know
games
us.
out
Like
there.
it's not anything that we've like been looking forward to. Really, I've been kind of intrigued by the concept of building and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I am saying that, and I left this comment in my last video. Like I'm enjoying the game. You know, it wouldn't annoy me at all tomorrow to be like, hey, let's jump in and play some. We've been playing with a few people just randomly joining into our game, helping us build and you know, mainly just fucking shit up. But shout out, you know, still it's fun to play with people. And if we played this tomorrow, co-op, like jump right back in, I wouldn't have a damn problem with it. Like I'm ready to get in and keep upgrading my base built around a damn juice box.
Oh my god!
And I agree with that.
You're
If
getting
I was
triggered.
in a party chat with you guys and you guys are playing it, I might jump in and just mess around, you know? Run
It's a
away
party
from
game,
spiders.
right? Like it's chilling in a party game there.
See how that spider like just moved all the grass when it murdered Dealer and took
Those
off?
things are just insane.
Jeez.
Yeah, those things
Those
that-
spiders are pretty crazy.
I'll tell you, in the melee combat is better than Sea of Thieves. Did
Well,
Zucker
hard
read
to
that?
do.
Yes, much better.
It
actually is when
I
you
just
beat-
heard a non-multiplayer gaming bitch talk smack about see it. No, I'm joking. It's okay.
See if Thieves has
But you know,
terrible
I've been
combat,
playing
but
Ghost of
whatever.
Tsushima a lot, and playing these two games, like I can move between those. Like, ooh, I feel like playing with my friends and building stuff, and then I'm like, now I feel like going back and kicking butt and Ghost of Tsushima. Like, it's good to be able to have a couple of different games to play and that aren't very similar.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah,
But yeah,
somebody
make something
mentioned,
better, Xbox. Make something big. That's what we want to see.
They definitely
big,
are.
big stuff.
They showed off some of that stuff. Shout out to Game Filter, by the way, in the chat. Somebody mentioned, like, what if they add snakes and all that stuff? There's still creatures
my
like Colt saw some millipedes. I hadn't seen them. Apparently, they're pretty freaky. But yeah, I expect, you know, this could go a lot of places, right? For a little, what is perceived to be kind of a kiddie game. And granted, it really is. But when it comes to the building and stuff, it's really, really good. It's one of the best on console easily. And that's what I really enjoy about it. On top of that, you also have the co-op, which is just, that makes every game so much better for me. I feel like unless it is a strictly kind of solo experience, like it just works now that we figured it out, right? So again,
Somebody
guys,
said Xbox Craig Pass.
Xbox.
I don't know
Craig
why I
Pass.
thought that was good.
Hey,
That's a good one.
Craig Infinite. By the way, 1,900 people listen to our grounded impressions. You know, no rating, obviously. I don't think it would be super high or anything like that, but I'm definitely enjoying myself, jumping to the party, having fun. I think the party, for the most part, agrees and fawns, runs away from every spider he sees. It's so funny.
Every bug. It doesn't
Every one
matter.
of them. Every single one of them.
Yep.
So, guys, let us know your
Fuck
thoughts
bugs.
on... oh, all right. Let us know your thoughts on Grounded in the chat and in the comments. Of course, leave a like, subscribe, support these guys on the panel. They'll give you their information on the outros. And again, thank you guys for what you do. Check out the links down below for Patreon. If you want to come to the channel, remember, hit the join button. It all helps. Cold Eastwood, great show, buddy. What have you been playing and where can people find you, man?
Yeah, like I said, I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima a lot and then playing Grounded in between. You can find me at Cold Eastwood at YouTube and Twitter. And thanks for everything. Like, this is like I think this is a record-breaking length of the podcast.
Not quite,
So-
but yeah, it's up there.
Oh, there's a larva. Oh gosh.
I
Oh
hate
my
those.
god. D-Batch. I mean, Cole, are you done giving your... Where you done?
Yeah, I want to hear
Okay.
from D-Batch.
D-Batch, what have you been playing? Where can you find it, buddy? We know you've been playing Grounded.
It's still loading. Ghost of Tsushima I'm playing. I'm actually gonna give Grounded a try though. I did load it up. I think I played maybe like 2 minutes of it was the trial, but the new version, like the preview version, I haven't downloaded it. But I mean I haven't played it yet, so I will give it a try. But I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima right now. That's really got most of my attention. When I'm done with that, I'll probably give this a fair shake. Might jump into a party chat with you guys. Can you imagine that?
Oh, I'd love it.
You guys can catch me on.
Nope.
You guys can catch me at Twitter at D_Batch and of course on YouTube at DBatch.
We've also got the Grounded Gamer, buddy. What have you been playing and where can people find you?
They could find me at the Grounded Gamer. Just put up a video today, my review of Ghost of Tsushima, which I have been playing a lot of. Matter of fact, I've played over 100 hours into that game. I've done everything you can do in that game besides trophy hunt everything. I don't trophy hunt. I don't achievement hunt, but I've done all the side missions, all the shrines, all that stuff. I had a great time with it. So yeah, you can find me at the Grounded Gamer here on YouTube.
We've also got Invader, buddy. Thanks for joining us. I hit you up in a DM. Glad you could join. It's good to get your opinions on the show, man. And let us know what you've been playing and where people can find you.
Yeah, well, thanks for reaching out to me, Dealer. It's fantastic being back on here again, and just hanging out with the guys. Colt, D, Fonz, Zocker. It's a great chatting with you fellas. I've been playing the Destroy All Humans remake, which I've had a lot of fun with. I've been doing some achievement guides, trophy guides on that, and honestly, I've been having a real blast. It's a really good remake in my opinion, and. Yeah, you guys can find me on Sunday nights on the TXR podcast with a really stellar bunch of lads at 9 p.m. Eastern time. As well, you can find me on my YouTube channel, Invader Gaming, for reviews and achievement guides. And yeah, of course, on Twitter at Invader_1986. And thanks for everybody in the chat for listening.
Yeah, definitely check out TXR. Tim's on there too, right?
Yeah, Tim Dog's on there.
Yeah, so it's always fun to listen to Tim gather his thoughts and just, he's got a really, really intriguing perspective that a lot of people don't have. But again, yeah, check out Invader, check out TXR Podcast. You can follow those guys on Twitter. I'll tag them in my post-show tweet. And Zalker, buddy, what have you been playing and where can people find you?
I've been playing a lot of Ghost of Tsushima, not as much as Fonz, holy shit. But playing a lot of it, having a lot of fun with the game. I think the combat's really freaking awesome once you get like a hang of it. And then I've been playing a lot of Rainbow Six with friends and stuff, and a little bit of Grounded. I'm gonna have to get into that a little bit more. But yeah, you guys can find me at on Twitter at Zalker87 and YouTube Zalker87, and yeah, you chat. You guys are awesome. Lethal holding it down. I saw him take out some idiots, and everybody's pretty awesome. And the panel, you guys are great. Invader, it's awesome for you to come on. And no one brought it up, but I'm going to. Colt got his plaque. The plaque having son of a bitch.
What, the plaque for being trash? What plaque for what?
Listen, it came in a trash bag, but he got it. All right.
A trash bag with a corpse?
Yep.
And it says, it says someone else's name on it. Did you get it?
It came in cracked. It says
Boogie
T98.
I got the plaque today that says I hit 100,000 subs. So
yep. Awesome.
Congrats.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Wow, where are you going to put it?
Above his bed.
I'm going to put it over that picture of you that you sent me playing 9 guitars.
Your guitar.
It's a little
9 guitars at the same time.
That'd be Dealer riding on a large human-sized cat of his cat, like holding 19 guitars you just bought. That'd be the picture of a lifetime.
And we're just falling down a hill. Okay, well that's weird. Chat, let Colt know where you think he should mount the plaque. Literally anything you can think of would be great.
Oh, don't tell him.
And be sure, this is important. Tag him on Twitter. No one else, only him, and let him know where he should mount that.
Oh, by the way, you know what? Stop, Dealer. I was thinking the other day.
Tag him.
I was thinking the other day. This entire RDX chat has some over 250,000 subs combined with all of us, or maybe more. Like it's been pretty cool.
I don't add to that.
It's been pretty cool to see everybody like make their videos and grow.
Y'all need to start preaching the show more,
and not grow. Yeah, it's great.
Fonz? Oh my God, Fonz, shut up!
By the way, if you think I'm old now, tomorrow I'm getting even older.
We can tell you, crabby bitch.
I know.
Yep.
Jesus,
getting older tomorrow.
Hey, get a video out tomorrow, all right?
I got one out today, bitch.
Not a random one, not associated with anything to do with anything no one subscribes to you for. Next, Fonz is going to do videos. Fonz is going to do videos on how to retread your tire next week on the Grounded Gamer.
Sorry, but you know what? It's gaming related.
I like turtles.
Then you better make something about bug snacks.
Hey, Fonz, this is a good topic. We should be doing this off air because I really don't want to spoil it, but you should do a video on why it's okay to just ditch the old PS4 controller.
Oh, God.
It's good to him. All right, chat. Well, thanks for checking us out. It's been a hell of a week.
You all.
Yes, we're all best friends, and Honestly, guys, you guys are the best. We are going to get out of here, go eat and go rest and do our thing. And
I think
we will.
dealer's about to die.
I am. We are going to get out of here, and I'm just waiting for this fucking thing to update so I can hit in stream. I'm stalling. But what I want you to do is check out the links down below. Support these guys on the panel. And again, thanks for doing what you do. I guess I'm gonna have to. Am I gonna have to refresh? Okay. All right.
Hit the
Yeah.
button.
All right. We're out,
We're out.
guys. Thanks.
Later.
We're out.